off any order of £25 or more using the voucher code LAUNCH5, and you can do this as many times as you like. Welcome to the Craft Store, your home of everything crafts.
Did you know you can watch the Craft Store 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for free using our app on Roku? Just like your smartphone accesses an app store to add new applications, your Roku streaming player on Roku TV accesses the Roku channel store to add new channels. By downloading the Craft Store channel, you'll be able to access your favourite craft channel on your TV anytime you want to watch. Here's how you do it. Turn on your TV and connect your Roku device. Next, turn the power on and press the home button on your Roku remote. Scroll up or down to select Settings. Select your network and select Set up Connection. Roku uses a wireless connection, so select your router name and add your password. This should be on the side or bottom of your router. If this is the first time using Roku, then you'll need to set up an account on the device or by going to the Roku website. That's it. Now it's time to add the Craft Store app. Simply press your home button on the Roku remote. Scroll up or down using the arrows on your remote to select streaming channels. Then open the Channel Store. At the top of the Channel Store, you'll find a list of featured, new and popular categories to explore. Enter the Craft Store into the search bar and this will take you to the Craft Store app. Now simply select Add Channel. When you see the Added Channel screen, press OK and return to the home page. Scroll down to the Craft Store app and press the star button on your remote. You can use the arrow buttons to move the Craft Store to the top of the screen for quick and easy access. And that's it! You can watch, purchase and catch up with your favourite shows 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on your favourite TV whenever you feel crafty.
Hello, my name's Stuart and I'm the Managing Director of Oakwood Archer. Oakwood Archer is a family-run business and my son and my daughter work very hard with me to bring the best craft items to you in the UK. We specialise in high-quality items brought into the UK from all over the world, including brands like Kaisercraft, Stampendous and Impression Obsession. Our products include stamps, dies, papers, buttons, trimmings, ribbons and album making kits. Just about everything you need to be a good crafter.
Hi, my name is Blanche Siegmann. I'm the owner of the company La Blanche. The company La Blanche is a crafting company located in Germany. For over 20 years I'm designing and selling stamps, paper crafting products and home decoration. As a passionate crafter myself, I make sure all our products are of highest quality and easy to use. We produce a whole range of products. We produce paper products. We have also shrink sleeves for your jars, glasses. We have home decoration products, paints and wall decals. Everything, the whole range of crafting we produce for you. I hope you enjoy watching us and crafting with La Blanche.
For the past 6 years, Hochanda's been your home of crafts, hobbies and arts.
We've got some exciting news. We've got a brand new name.
From April the 1st, we'll be changing our name to The Craft Store.
This will make it easier for you to find us when scrolling through your TV channel guides and searching for us online.
Nothing else is changing. We'll be the same Hochanda that we've always been.
We're just getting a brand new name.
Demonstration-led, full of inspiration and variety, with our own dash of personality.
Welcome to the Craft Store, your home of everything crafts.
Good morning, bright and early this Sunday, Easter Sunday. I hope you are having a fabulous Easter Sunday with lots of chocolates. From here at the craft store, well, we are celebrating the renaming of the channel, and of course, you may have known us as Hochanda before. We are exactly the same people, exactly the same inspiration, the same companies, but we are celebrating that renaming by doing a Launch 5, and that is the Launch 5. You can use that code, Launch 5, and any purchases above £25, which, let me tell you, you can use it across the board in this hour, which is, of course, totally packed. And before we go into details of what we are gonna be looking at, let's say hello to Pat and Mark, who are joining us via Skype. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Now, we have got such an amazing show. I mean, I'm so delighted to get to introduce the new, the pre-cut monthly quilts.
Yes, we've started our new quilt today. It's available in all sorts, as people will see as we go down, but it's a beautiful quilt, and that's where we're starting. We're going to be starting in the centre of the quilt with these houses today.
Fabulous. So. Now, I love that. And is it right that there is a little bit of English paper piecing as well on the sides, those hexagons?
There is, yes. I like a bit of English paper piecing, and I like to put a bit of my favourite things into most quilts, so that had to be the one that went into there.
That is such a phenomenal quilt. I love the colors. It's also very in keeping with your color ranges that you kind of bring us, because they have this softness, the vintage element, but also I love them. It has kind of a twist, I think, in everything with those pinwheels. Well, I don't know if they're called pinwheels, but I kind of call them like this. But you have got so many details to look at.
Yes, I tried to put a lot of variety of blocks in so people can learn as we go along. There's different blocks in this quilt, and really good for everybody because it's pre-cut, and we're going to be demonstrating each stage on the first Sunday of every month here on the Craft Channel, so people will have that help as well. So it's Craft Store, the Craft Store.
Yeah.
Been practicing all week, Paola, to say that.
Wow.
And it's for every level. I mean, it's a great quilt if you want to make your first quilt. It's great if you're experienced. And I just think it's a little bit different as well. We've got some interesting borders and some interesting blocks in it. So I think it'll be fun for everybody.
Absolutely gorgeous. I love that. I love that. Now, there are, like Pat was saying, there are different ways to get your quilt. The first way, the most maybe starting point, is of course the month one. This one is the houses, the center of the houses, and in here, of course, you are getting all the pieces pre-cut. That makes it much easier to put together when they are pre-cut. Mark, right? You are going to pre-cut everything for them.
Yeah, all the pieces, as you say, are pre-cut. It just takes out the error factor for everybody else and the scariness that some people don't like about the cutting. So it makes it just a little bit easier at whatever level you are.
Absolutely. Right, if you want to go for the month one, maybe it's just the starting point. 545 is your item number, £22.99. Am I right in thinking that you make all the block inside it, or just one house block?
No, you make all 4 houses this month.
Perfect. So therefore you made the main block of the central houses. Look at that gorgeousness. That's beautiful. And I love how they kind of rotate. So whichever way you put the quilt is going to be the right way. Right, and make sure to put it in your baskets and check out your baskets. And remember, now we are at the craft store. So of course, their website will be thecraftstore.com. And there you can check out your baskets, nice and easy. Now, there is another option for you, and you can buy it all. Now, Pat, why would you go for the full, quilt in one go?
I think if you were very excited
yes.
and wait, you've got more time on your hands. The monthly option's great for it spreads the cost and it spreads the workload. Yeah. But if you really want to get on with it, you've got all the packets there in one box to start going through. So some people prefer to buy the whole kit, so that's why we offer it.
And I love the fact that it's a big quilt as well. Is it 78 inches square? Look at that. Gorgeous. And of course, I love as well, Mark, how you have put all the pieces in different bags so it doesn't get mixed. So we know exactly where they are.
That's very important that they take one bag out at a time and look at that and then do that particular bag. And there's no risk of getting all the fabrics mixed up as to what goes where. And then you can keep it all nice and tidy in the box as well, because you get the plastic box comes with it.
So do we get everything we need to complete the top of the quilt and the binding?
Everything is in there, exactly what you just said, yes.
Perfect. So we have, so that would be, how many months in total will it take us to go through the full quilt, or how many bags basically, or blocks?
There's 10 bags, but it obviously have to take 10 months. If you buy the whole kit, you could do it in as quick or as long time as you want.
How long, Pat, how long do you think it takes to actually put this quilt together? How much, well, of course, it depends how much free time you have, but, you know.
It does. You've got to look at it as an ongoing relaxation, I think.
Absolutely, that's a very good way, but right now, if you want to go for the full quilt, remember you get in everything to create the top and the binding. 995087. Remember, you have got a flexi buy option to spread the cost in interest-free payments. 3 payments of £76.66. You can use launch 5 and get £5 off the first payment because it's above £25. 229999 is your item number. Now, this one is a different concept. Usually, you give us all the pieces cut. This pre-cut. This one is the fabric that you need, but you cut your own, right?
That's correct. We've got some people who do prefer to cut their own projects. So we thought this option as well this time. There is a generous amount of fabric because that people might choose to put their fabrics in a different position to mine. So you've got to have enough fabrics to mix and match, really. So there's plenty of fabric in the box to give you everything you need for the top of the quilt.
Fabulous. So it basically is cut your own. So if you enjoy cutting your own fabric, you have got here a generous amount, so make sure that you get it. Of course, the price reflects that they haven't, Pat and Mark, well, actually, Mark hasn't had to cut all the pieces. Therefore, it's a little bit, you have got even more a saving of £40 there. £189.99 is your price. It comes in the box as well with the instructions and everything, which is a proper substantial, instructions as well. And of course, you have the binding as well. Now, if you want to spread the cost in 3 interest-free payments, you can. £63.33 is your price. Now, you can use launch 5 on the first installment, so to get £5 off. 007985. Now, you may want to have the pattern on its own because you may have fabrics that you want to use for this pattern. Now, you have got the excellent quality, of course, you do with all the instructions in here, and for £24.49, just around the houses, the quilt pattern. 978873 is your item number. Would you have any recommendations, Pat, about what type of fabric should they wish to use their own to go for?
Just a good quality, 100% cotton fabric's the best to use always to make quilts because it presses well, it holds its shape well, and it washes and wears well as well. If you use a mixed fibre, it's more difficult to use, to work with, and it doesn't have that sort of crispness that a cotton has.
Absolutely, kind of fabulous. And we're talking about cottons. We have got a half-meter pieces here, bundles, beautiful, gorgeous. Now we have here the gorgeous selection that you can see here. This one is the light bundle. You are getting 11 half-meter pieces, £76.44. You can use launch 5. Remember to get £5 off, so you would be just paying £71.44. 950406 is your item number, or you can flexify 2 interest-free payments of £38.22. Remember, the launch 5 is not limited to 1 per customer, so check out as many times as you need to, as long as it's above £25. Even if FlexiBuy, the first payment is above £25, you can use it. Now, then we have the dark. This is my favorite. Well, yeah, it is my favorite actually, because it's such a gorgeous. This is also, correct me if I'm wrong, but this would work very well on any, with a little bit of hint of maybe binding in a different color or something like that.
Yes, it would. That bundle, it's the same range as the one that the quilt's made out of, but in those shades. We almost made it in 2 colours, didn't we?
We did,
yeah.
But
you did.
Yeah, so we same fabric prints as well. Some of them are the same prints. So it's just, you know, to show a variation, really.
It is absolutely stunning. I love the crackle. I love the letters. I love the leaves. I love the triangles. There are so many beautiful patterns in there. See, if you want to go for the dark bundle, 209992 is your item number. £75.99 for 11.5 meters. Beautiful quilting fabric. Then we have the shirting fabric here. Now, this is also lovely little small patterns. So this would work as well with the blocks that we have, you know, the quilts, around the houses.
This is a lovely range. Yeah, it would work in any quilt because you've got lights and darks in there as well.
Yeah.
And little prints, which that's why the word shirtings comes from. So it's like the small print that you find in a shirt. So that's why they call it that.
Of course. Yeah. Now I realize, yeah. They will make lovely shirts. Right, if you want to go for this bundle, includes 10 half-meter pieces, and you can spread the cost in 2 interest-free payments of £32. And remember, you can use launch 5, get £5 off the first payment. 343576 is your item number, or one-off payment of £63.99. Then we have the bright and beautiful. This is super soft fabric, as well as beautiful colors. Is this the same one that you had in the beautiful quilt? It was in the one-day special a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, these fabrics bundles, so many people contacted us and said, could they just buy the fabric? So, I mean, the quilts flew, as you know.
Yeah, I know.
So, and we didn't have enough to make more quilts, but we thought we'd put the remaining fabric, some of them, there's not much quantity, I don't think. We put the remaining fabrics out as bundles for the people who
just want to add something to make it go with.
Yeah, but some people wanted to make their quilts bigger, some people wanted to just buy the fabric. So we thought we'd bring them out, and then while they're fresh in everybody's minds and people want to use them, and focus on totally the new quilt and then some gorgeous bundles. I think you've arranged them beautifully. Whoever's stage managed that in the studio, they look great, don't they, Mark? Yeah, really lovely. Thank you.
Absolutely gorgeous. If you want to go for the set of 10 half-meter pieces, £67.19 is your price. 992062 is your item number. Remember, the FlexiBuy option as well is there. Now, Pat and Mark, could you get set for the demonstration?
Yeah, we'll do.
Fabulous. Now, well, Panama set up for the demonstration, which is what we want, isn't it? To watch the Pat, sew and kind of put everything together. I'm going to give you another bundle here. It is the Vintage Rose. Now, the Vintage Roses was one of the kits that, as a quilt, we had in the one-day special, and that sold out twice. However, you can buy the fabric now on its own. It's a phenomenal, beautiful countryside, country chic, shabby chic, however you're going to describe it. Those beautiful dusky pinks, the beautiful soft aquas, as well as those taupes, all together incredibly pretty half-meter pieces of fabric. You're getting 10 of them. £71.49 is your price, or you can spread the cost in 2 interest-free payments of £35.75. 850084 is your item number. Remember that we have the monthly quilt launching today, which is around the houses. Now, if you go for, there is 3 different options. Well, actually 4. You can go in as a monthly quilt. So you can go for the month number 1, which is the center, the block with all 4 houses. Now that comes in with all the pieces pre-cut, so you only have to sew them together. Over 10% of the stock has gone off the pre-cut monthly quilt month 1. 545 515 is your item number. Remember that you have got different options to go for the bigger one, like the whole elements, all pre-cut, or everything, all the fabric without being pre-cut. Right, I believe, Pat is ready. So Pat, back to you.
Thank you. Right, so I want to take everybody through this step by step, so people who haven't done one of these monthly quilts with us before can see exactly how it works. So in the first packet, you get some instructions. You get a picture of the finished quilt, so you know what yours is going to look like, hopefully.
Yeah.
Then we've got all of the pieces to make 4 houses, and then a separate packet because we need these. This is sashing that joins them together, so that by the end of this first month, you'll have the centre made. And they're gorgeous houses, and I thought, let's start with something fun in the middle. Usually we do our quilts in rows, or we do them in strips, but this one works from the center out with some lovely borders as well. So we'll get onto all that. So this is the fabric. I've taken out 1 house, so that's what I would do. Look at the instructions and lay out 1 house, which I'll show you in a second. So I'll move that off, and then I just want to talk you through, just in case you haven't had them before, the instructions. Can you see these, Mark? Yeah. So this page just tells you a little bit about the quilt and the way we work and the sizes and exactly what you're making. This one tells you exactly what you've got in your kit. It tells you the fact that we will be demonstrating each block every month, 7 and 11, on the craft store.
Yeah, very good. There you go.
This tells you how it builds up month by month, the different blocks. So we're on the central houses for month 1, tells you how many you'll get, how many you'll make. You'll notice that, like this month, it tells you get 4. Then next month we do borders, the first border, 6 blocks here, 10, that's a lot, 4, 8, 6, 6. So they build up as you go. I'm getting you moving gradually. I just want everybody to enjoy it and learn from it, really. This is basic instructions, so don't whip through these and think, oh, I don't need to read them. Just go, cup of coffee and read through what you've got. Basic instructions for your sewing construction, and then page 1 of the actual block that you're going to make for your first piece. So I've done exactly as I tell you to do, and I've laid out my pieces on my table.
Yeah.
And as you can see from this picture here, I've laid them out. It's clearly labelled what goes where, and this, although it looks like a lot of bits of fabric, which it is, it becomes a house as if by magic. Okay. So follow it through. I do 1 first, so that you've gone through the whole process, and then you might think, oh, I'll do all of my chimneys this time or whatever, but I would definitely do one block first. So the first thing we have to do some half square triangles, and these become the corners of the house, the roof. That's what gives it its shape. So I've got those down here ready to go. I've drawn a diagonal line corner to corner, and this will give you 2 half square triangles. So we need 1 per house, so this one, we'll do this one and the second one. So you take those to your machine and you stitch 1/4 inch either side of the drawn line. So that's what I'm going to do, and you'll see it, it really is very simple. Very, very simple. Then when you've done this, you can use this house block in anything. Cushions, make a nice village scene, a row of houses, anything you wanted to do. The same with everything. If you, just think of it how you might use it afterwards, like get the basics done here and then move on afterwards. So nice and accurate. 1/4 inch seams. I've had a lot of questions about, is the new quilt going to be good for beginners? And the answer is definitely yes. As you know, like we get new viewers all the time.
We
Some
do.
people have followed us through with other quilts made in this manner, But some people are brand new to us, so it's a great chance to, you know, if you've made a few small things and you think, oh, should I, can I, can't I, you know, just give it a try and you'll be so satisfied with your end product that then you'll be hooked and you'll be patchworking. So I've cut either side of my line and I've cut on the drawn line. I did mine with scissors, as you probably saw.
Yeah.
Fine, you don't have to have any equipment to do so. And you press away from you towards the darkest fabric, like so. No ironing like this, just a nice little press away from you.
Very good.
And this piece will then go here on the end of the house, which will give the house its shape.
Right.
So then you change your page, and this is, I'll just show you that and then I'll crack on with it. This is what we do next. Do it in the order I've said and then you can't go wrong. There's a little bit of red writing in capitals, which means take care, read it carefully. So we're going to make this top section here. So we're just going to join these pieces together along here, which is background and chimneys. So right sides together, 1/4 inch seam, and stick.
Right.
I feel nice and relaxed this morning. I think this is a...
Yeah, I'm just enjoying watching you, listening to you, and kind of seeing how everything comes together. I love the fact that you can do that with your kids, because the thing that stresses me out with patchwork or joining everything is actually cutting the fabric. I enjoy it, but it freaks me out that I'm going to make a mistake and waste fabric. And this is why I love your concept, because everything is pre-cut, so I don't have any worry about wasting fabric.
That's right. It's especially if you're a beginner, it is a bit of a scary to be faced with. Like, although that box of fabric for the cutting the kit yourself, it looks gorgeous, and you probably just look at the fabric for a stroke it. Yeah. You know, if you're new to it and you don't understand the processes of cutting and all that, it's so much easier to buy it in this format, ready cut for you. It just, you know, helps. As you say, it takes the worry out of it, because fabric's expensive. And, you know, if you start making mistakes, you know, you're thinking, oh, my goodness. And you're a little bit stressed before you start, aren't you, when you have to cut it? It's okay for me. I've got, like...
You just want to make sure you get it right, don't you, as well?
Yeah. And if you do make a mistake, like when, you know, you have to cut little bits off and that, you know, don't be afraid to get in touch with us. We'll always help you. You know, if you've got any questions or, you know, lost a little bit or done a little bit wrong, don't think it's, you know, a bad thing. We've all been there. We've all done that.
Yes.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to construct the roof. And to do this, we need to get rid of some of this and give this roof a little bit of shape. So you take it tells you all this in the pattern, take your piece of calico and you put it on the corner, because what we're going to do, we're going to stitch on the line now, and then we're going to fold this back. And then what that hat does, that becomes like the background, so this gives their roof its shape. So that's what we're going to do first. So this time we're stitching on the line.
Yeah.
I've been making this quilt a long time, haven't I?
So you've been in the process, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the fabric, then what we're going to do, and then started it, and then because of the current climate, I used that I thought was sort of an ongoing fabric that you can get again and again and again.
Yeah.
And I'd made the centre of the quilt, and then I checked with the supplier. I said, I'm going to need X amount of bolts of this. Is that okay? And they said, I'm sorry, no, we've discontinued that fabric.
Oh,
and
no.
Yeah. And I went, okay.
Had to go back a few stages.
Yeah, and I had to unpick right to the houses and then start working my way out again. So it was a little bit...
But that makes even more special, the whole quilt, because it has that backstory.
Well, yeah, it was a little bit distressing for me at the time, wasn't it, Mark?
There's a few choice words.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You know, when you think, especially when you start designing something,
Yeah.
you think it's, you know, right, on I go now. You get into the zone of doing it, and then you just want to carry on. And then I thought, I'll just check in case, you know. And they said, no, I'm sorry, it's discontinued. And I thought, oh my goodness. So I've got my piece here, which you've watched me do. I've cut this off. So that's your scrap spot to make something gorgeous with. And you can see it starts to take shape. So this is the other end that we want now. I've already done my drawing. And then we're going to stitch on there, and that's going to fold back the other way, not that way. Going to fold back.
You're upside down, remember?
I'm upside down, yeah. This way to give some here. Okay. So the same again, we're stitching on the line of the piece this time.
Okay. And all this gorgeous fabrics.
And I'm going to cut my piece off.
Okay.
Like so.
With Pat using the scissors, it just shows you don't have to have rotary cutting equipment either, because it's all cut for you.
Yeah.
You can just have a pair of scissors.
That's true, actually. Minimal equipment needed for this. And that's...
Yeah, if you haven't done much quilting and haven't invested in cutting equipment, you know, you have to think of these things. You know, it's not a cheap is the wrong word, but you need a certain amount of equipment to do all of the cutting we've done, and it just helps. Yeah, and more attainable. And you can stitch it by hand. You don't have to stitch by machine. You can take out your packet and you can do one piece at a time, stitch it slowly by hand. I can't think of anything nicer. In the sun, sit and relax, do your sewing. Right, so this is where we are. I've done these processes here, as you can see, just on this one, cut this one off. So this gives our roof its shape here, you see. So I'm now going to join that onto there, and that becomes that finished row, which is at the bottom of my page there. Okay. Flip that over.
I can start seeing now where the house is coming through. It's funny because when you started, I had no clue. It's like, what's those two little things? And now I can see it coming together.
Yeah. I think it's that's what it's like, especially like this is a pictorial block.
Yes.
So that's when they do come to life. So now pressing the seam away from me, nice and gently. Oh, what a beautiful house.
Oh, it is. There it is. Yeah, the chimneys.
Going to put my chimneys on now. And obviously, you know, we name a lot of quilts, but this was the obvious name for this, around the houses. Not doing anything complicated, we'll call it around the houses.
What was your inspiration for this central block with around the houses and then kind of growing out of it?
Well, to be honest, I had a print fabric with some houses on, little.
I see.
And we did to incorporate that in the quilt. But as time went on, I didn't want to cut it up.
Yeah.
So even Pat has nice fabric and doesn't want to cut it up sometimes.
So the inspiration came from this little printed fabric, which you'll probably see at a later date, because I think it would make gorgeous backing for the quilt. So that was the inspiration. So I started with the houses section and just went from there. And then as the quilt grew, I wanted to do something different with like the borders and with different blocks that we haven't covered before, but not too difficult to achieve. And so it just grew as I sort of made it. And I did do, like when you're designing something like this especially, you have to try things out and make sure they look right and they're the right balance for the quilt. And I got so far, and one was quite wrong, wasn't it, Mark? One block. And I left it out by the quilt on purpose to see if Mark said him. He went in the room and he went, I'm not sure about that one block. I went, no, neither was I. That's why I left it there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you have to go back a step then and...
Brownie points for that one.
Yeah, you did.
Good. Yeah.
What if it had chosen one that I loved? I'd have said, I'd have taken no notice on him.
Right, of course. So can we do a quick recap before the next step? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Absolutely. Right. Of course, we have the month one. This is what Pat is showing us this hour. It's starting the first central block of the quilt. Here you have around the houses, those 4 houses. You can see the fabric. Even the windows have different elements into it. Those glorious, beautiful fabrics. Now, you are getting all the fabric pre-cut to size. If you are one of these ones that, like myself, that you are a little bit scared of making a mistake when cutting fabric, this is the sort of kit for you. You will learn as well to put together those houses. You will learn how to cut them because you have the instructions in here for that first top, central quilt block. Now the words are failing me. It's too early in the morning, but you have all the different measurements. You need all what you are going to need, and of course then all the instructions that Pat is showing us how to do, how to assemble it, how to put it together. But of course, the beautiful printed fabric ready to use as well. £22.99 is your price. A quarter of the stock has gone. Grab yours by checking out those baskets. 545515 is your item number. Remember, if your basket is above £25, you can use launch 5 to get £5 off, which you could use, for instance, if you went for the full quilt. Maybe you are eager to get it all. Maybe you're thinking, well, it's an Easter tree, so I can get it all together. You can with this one. You are getting everything that you need for the top quilt and the binding pre-cut in here. Imagine that. It's divided into 10 bags or 10 months, but you will get them all together in one box that you kind of have it in there all stored pretty nice and neatly. It's very important to go month by month, or in the terms, or bag by bag, because not to mix any of those pieces of fabric. 995087 is your item number. 20% of the stock has gone. Grab yours by checking out those baskets. Remember, FlexiBuy is 3 interest-free payments or one-off payment. Now, you can use Launch 5 for the first installment as well. We'll take £5 off. And remember, the size of the quilt is 78 inches square. It's a phenomenally large quilt. I believe that will fit over a king size bed, I think. 995087 is your item number. Now, you may be a very advanced quilter and you want the fabric on its own because you enjoy the process of cutting. You are brave, and you can have that option. You will have the full quilt pattern booklet, also the cutting instructions for them as well. So it tells you all how you need to cut it, in terms of how you're going to need what pieces you are going to need, and of course you have got the finished piece as well in here. £189.99 is your price. You have that £40 saving there as well, because of course you are going to be doing the cutting. If you enjoy that, that is perfect. And also you have the box to store it all. 007985 is your item number. Now, of course, that will be for the top and the binding. If you just wanted the instructions for around the houses, the quilt, you have them here. Now, if you want to go for that, £24.49 is your price. And of course, it has all the details, everything, even the English paper piecing, the around the houses, and so much more. 978873 is the item number for the pattern in itself. Right? If you want it, remember, add it to your basket. And now I'm going to give you a top tip, because it's £24.49. Just search for anything on the website, add it on, and then when you, maybe a 7-day savers, and when you go out to check out your baskets, launch 5, and that will give you £5 off. So then it becomes an absolute bargain. Right? Now, talking about beautiful fabric that, of course, what you need to make quilts is we have here the light bundle. Now, this is 11 half-meter pieces. They come like this, all nice and neatly folded. And I love the idea of having this amazing tonal light fabrics that, of course, has been featured in the quilt around the houses. £76.44 is the price, or 2 interest-free payments of £38.22. Remember, you can use Launch 5 because even the first payment of the FlexiBuy is above £25. So take £5 off, and you only will pay £71.44. 950406 is your item number. Then we have the darks, which are these monochromes, really elegant. I love the idea of doing a quilt in blacks and whites, and then adding maybe like a binding or sashing in a bolder color to kind of complement it as well. So this will work also, I think this will work really well as blenders, because you have got here maybe for binding, maybe for adding those elements, but also to all together would be amazing. The smaller prints means that you can use it also for English paper piecing or even smaller patterns, because you will still be able to differentiate those patterns really well. I absolutely love this. This is kind of a bundle that, again, remember, if you're using Launch 5, you will get £5 off. Whether even if you're Flexify, you still can use it. 209992 is your item number. Then we have the shirting ones. Again, beautiful tiny patterns, which are kind of reference to that shirt pattern that we see so many times in gentlemen's shirts. Love this. And of course, these beautiful, you have darker tones, lighter tones, as Pat and Mark were commenting, when you're building a quilt, you need that kind of light and shade, and this delivers that in that tiny, beautiful, almost Japanese inspired patterns. Absolutely gorgeous. I love every single one of these patterns. Now, this is a 10 half-meter pieces, so £63.99. Remember to use Launch 5. You can even use it when you Flexify, because it's over £25 the first payment, £32, so it would take £5 off, so you will be paying £27. You will be glad to know that the maths are accurate, because my producer our MLA just said it, so I'm not just calculating it live on air. 343576 is your item number. Then we have Bright and Beautiful, which is that gorgeous plaid designs, but those amazing, bold, beautiful colors. We all need a little bit of brightness in our lives at the minute, and I think this is exactly it. And I love that it's a bit different. It's just those, ginghams or checks and plaids, all that kind of gives us a little bit modern, kind of funky element to it. But also I think that it would be really cool for a teenager, or, a kind of a little bit older, maybe that wants something a bit more bright and punchy. £67.19 is your price for 10.5 meter of quilting cotton. You have got 2 interest-free payments of £33.60. And remember, you can use Launch 5 even if you Flexify. 992062 is your item number. And Vintage Rose is one of the very, very popular kits that we had a few weeks ago with the one-day special, but also incredibly popular this hour. The softness of the colors, the gorgeous patterns in here. Well, it is now 30% of the stock. Grab yours by checking out your baskets. Again, you are getting 10 half-meter pieces of fabric. You can use Launch 5, whether you Flexify it in 2 interest-free payments or just one-off payment. You can use Launch 5. 850084 is your item number. Now, imagine to getting 10 pieces of half-meter, like the gorgeousness, for just £30.75. If you're a Freedom member, you don't pay PMP on even. If you are not a Freedom member, you will pay PMP on the first installment. So make sure to check out your baskets. Right? Now, of course, now with that reminder, let's head back to Pat and Mark.
Hello.
Hello. Back to you.
Right. I haven't done any more because I want everybody to see all the stages. And I just want to explain now to somebody who is new. I'm looking at this door section now here. This is a door with a window in, so you could make this all look beautiful and put like roses and all sorts of things around there. And what you're looking at, you think, how can these 3 pieces fit onto here? Well, we're going to join them and we're going to lose the seam allowance. So when you look at them and lie them out, they're never going to look the same size at this stage. I'm going to join these 3 pieces together. So right sides together, 1/4 inch seam, as per your instructions. And this will bring the size of the strip down. And that's what patchwork's all about. It's all about the maths of how we get everything to fit together, which I'm sure you know, Paola, having done some patchwork.
Yes. It's so fulfilling, though. I have to say, it's kind of, when you start kind of the pieces smaller and then it kind of builds and builds and builds, it's just so rewarding.
It is, yeah. It's such a lovely craft, I think.
It is.
I mean, absorbed in our craft.
It does. For me, it's also incredibly relaxing because,
Yeah.
and I notice, I mean, I haven't quilted for a while because the situation, I moved houses and things like that, but I just miss the element of sewing together to, you know, it's just so mindful as well for me.
Yeah, I think people get lost in it, don't
Yes.
they? I mean, it's my job, but I still in it. You know, it's just a pleasure to do.
It's a sense of achievement as well, isn't it?
It is. It is. And it's kind of almost for me, when I did my first project, it's like I could not believe it. So I would urge everybody, if they want to try a new craft, one of your kits would be perfect, because especially the monthly kit, monthly block, because it's achievable. Everything is cut, so you don't have you need a sewing machine basically, and a pressing board and an iron. That's it.
Yeah, and you, as I said, you can do by hand, so you don't even need the
True.
That's how this all started, really. When I started patchwork,
Yes.
I thought, oh, because I'd made a few clothes and that, I can sew, I can do this. And I went out and I bought a book and I bought a pile of fabric and I took it home and I cut it up into pieces and then looked at it and thought, oh my goodness, I have no idea how to put this together. And so I started, and then it was all over the place because I didn't know what I was doing. So that's how it started, because I thought, oh yeah, I can do this. And you think, oh, if you know, you can chop a bit off or you can do this, but you can't really be chopping bits off. It's all got to fit together. So that's what I do though. I thought, I've got to learn how to do this properly. So that's what I did. So that's how the cutting all started. So to make it easier for people. And I know a lot, have got dexterity problems. So cutting is difficult for them. So it gives them an enjoyment in a craft that they didn't think they could do. Like lots of people have said that to us, haven't they, Mark?
Yeah, definitely.
Right, so you can see my window section has gone onto my door frame, and it fits. So it's just magic.
Fabulous.
And then we'll have a roof, a chimney section, and the door. And then we've just got the windows to do, and we have completed one of our houses. So you can see why it's best to do one first.
Yes.
And then once you've done the one, you might think, right, I'll do all of the doors now. You know, you can do the rest and do the doors. Entirely up to you. I just like getting the achievement of one under my belt. I do.
And the confidence of getting that correct, getting that one done correctly.
Yeah. So there's our door, see? All coming together. These 4 pieces here are little window frames, okay? I've stitched one row together, and you can see just how much they shrink. Look at that. Like that is that section there. So I'm going to pull those squares out, because that's one I made earlier. There we go. Now I'm going to put these together. Away we go, and all our little pieces together. And I always put them back to make sure they're in the right place. For example, if I'd have just picked one up now, I might have picked this one up, but it's got to be, I'm doing alternate, so it's got to be that one. It's very easy to pick the wrong colour piece up, right? And then you have to think, oh, shall I undo it? Shan't I undo it? Again, pick him up. Next one on.
Okay.
So on this one, I pressed all my seams up. You can see there, all of these seams are pressed towards me. So on the next one, I want to press them all down. So I'm going to press these down.
Right. Yeah.
Then do wide. I'm just going to quickly do that. And press them all down so that then.
Can I ask, Pat, so you give them a little bit of a press the wrong side. That was to get that direction right.
Yeah, just only because I usually only press from the top. But when I'm not ironing, pressing, standing up or above my things, sometimes they go backwards, and I wanted to show that it's important that they go opposite. So these are all coming uphill, and these are all going downhill. So when you put them together, they clip together nicely here. So if you put your fingers on them, you can do that. You can feel them, and you can see that this seam's going this way and this one's going this way. Can you see that, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah. One's going one way, one going the other. It just spreads the bulk of what you're doing, because if they all went the same way, you'd have 3 layers of fabric on both sides, because you've got the seam and the fabric. So you'd have 3. If you press them all the same way, they're 6, and then suddenly they become a lump in your quilt, which sometimes happens, but you know, just got to live with it. So down now, pressing away from me.
Okay.
And the more seams you've got in something, the more important this is, because a lot of seams in a small space can make a big difference to what you're doing. So we'll put our windows back, and now you can see we join these sides on. All these are all in pictures on your pattern. I'm popping my sides on. You don't have to remember which way they go, or anything like that. They'll I do pictures for everything as we go along. And then I also, at this stage, although I've only got one seam, I press it. I'm going to put this one on next, but it's best to press it out of the way, because if not, you can tend to squash it with the iron, so it's best to do it as you go along, really.
With the machine, not the iron.
Best to press it.
Press it, yeah, press it with the iron, yeah. You saw with the machine, we press with the iron, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's one of the top tips. I remember before I started quilting, I think like literally 1 week before, we had a show together, and all the pressing tips that you were giving me, I kind of really followed them to the letter, because it does make a difference. It does really make it.
It does make a difference. It's the pressing is equally as important as the stitching itself, the cutting. It's very important, because if you squash it and you've got, like, sometimes you get a little tuck, don't you? You've lost that amount of fabric when it goes to the next piece. So you can see it all neatly comes together now. I'm going to put the tops and bottoms on like that, and then this will fit against this.
Yeah. We have about 8 minutes left.
Okay, I think we can make this.
Yeah, we were going. Can I give a reminder while you saw those two pieces of the darks? Because the darks here are the bundle of 11 beautiful prints. I love that, the grey monochrome. I think they made the most wonderful quilts for a room that you wanted to, understate it. But however, they are fabulous prints as well to kind of use some of them as blenders, as a binder for the binds. Also to kind of, maybe you have got very colorful fabric that you want to subdue it a little bit, but still have beautiful patterns. I would go for this one. Now, it's approaching 20% of the stock. You have the ability to flexi-buy it into interest-free payments, and even those ones you can use your launch 5 to get £5 off. So you would be paying £33 today if you're a Freedom member. If you're not a Freedom member, you pay the PMP on the first installment. That's the darks, 11 half-meter pieces of quilting cotton. 209992 is the item number. But even more popular, of course, is the vintage roses. Absolutely a delight of pattern and color. 10 half-meter pieces, £71.49. But 40% of the stock has gone. When we had a kit with them, they did sell out twice, I remember. 850084 is your item number, and also you can use the launch 5 on that first installment as well. So you will be paying £30.75 today. Right, back to you, Pat.
Right, I'm laughing. I don't know what to say.
I don't think you were quite ready.
I am ready.
No, ready. Fabulous.
Here we are.
Yes.
I put my top and bottom on, and then all I've done is join my window section to my door. So then I'm going to press again. I'm going to press away towards the door. And now all of a sudden, it's all the right size, which is like, it's just amazing, isn't it? How it comes together. So it's going to go on to, and I'm going to put my roof on.
Yeah.
Same again, pick it up, line it up across the top, and away we go. I could have a new middle of a quilt done this morning.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Or 4 cushion centres.
Or 4 cushion centres. I should definitely have another house by the end of the 11th picture.
Yeah.
Then I can show them how to do the sashing bit as well, because there's a bit of sashing in the, to get the houses to be the right size, because I wanted them to turn, like you said, I like the look of it, them turning.
Yeah.
That I want them to do that to a bit of interest. So there's our one house block, all made, fits together, and it was as big as the board before, and it's now all shrunk down, ready to go.
Perfect. That's amazing. And it's just so quickly. It has, I mean, you have, what, half an hour to put that together, probably. So that's one of the houses. Because remember, at home, you are going to get every single piece pre-cut for you. You are going to get the instructions as well. You can see in here how you can build those houses. Right, if you want the month one, you have got the details on the screen. £22.99 is your price. 545515 is your item number. And then, of course, you're getting the pattern, including for that first month. Now, you can see in here the first house, how it comes, you know, you can see in here how everything comes together as Pat has demonstrated. Right, and Pat and Mark, would you like to set the camera back so we can say goodbye facing your lovely faces?
Okay.
Okay, that's good. And now, of course, I'll give you the details. 545515 is, of course, the item number for the pre-cut monthly coin. A third of the stock has gone. If you want yours, you know what to do. Check out your baskets. Head to thecraftstore.com. Remember, that's our new website where you can check out your basket, check out everything that we have got on the show. Then, of course, if you are the one that you want to go for the full quilt, some of you I want to, because you have everything, you know that you will have everything you need to do the top of the quilt, but also to do the binding. You're also getting the instructions on how to put together the whole thing. And remember, this is a quilt that is 78 by 78 inches. You can quilt along with Pat with, you know that the next month and the first weekend or first Sunday of May, our Pat will be here demonstrating the second block of it. So you can, if you go for the full quilt, you know you have got all the pieces, and you know you can make that appointment in your diary, so you know you're ready to go. You have got, and you can craft alongside Pat, and I think that's quite a good idea, isn't it? Right, £229.99 is the price. Remember, everything comes in separate bags, so you know exactly which block is which. 10 months or 10 blocks in total. 995087 is your item number. Remember to use launch 5 to check out your baskets, because that way anything above 25, any transaction that is above £25 when you go to checkout, you can use it and it will take £5 off. It's not limited to one per customer. So if you wanted to go for the fabric bundles and maybe go for this bundle, which is the cut your own quilt, then you can do so. Here is exactly what you are going to need, plus a little bit more, because they are generous, our Pat and Mark. You are getting a £40 saving in comparison to the pre-cut bundle. Now, if you are an expert, if you enjoy the cutting, this is it. This is the perfect bundle to go for. You have all the fabric you need to create the top, also the binding, and having the instructions, a very detailed, also bound, means that you will be able to follow step by step, with everything that you are gonna need. And look at that, everything here, everything detailed. Right, if you want to go for this bundle, now you have got the details on the screen. 007985 is your item number, and remember that £40 saving, and you have the 3 instructions, the 3 interest-free payments of £63.33. Sunday, this early in the morning, it's not good for my brain. Now, if you wanted to go for the pattern on its own, you can do that. 978873 is your item number. £24.49 is the price. And now, if you make sure that if you check out your baskets, and if it's above £25, just launch 5 to get £5 off. Pat and Mark, it's been a delight to have you as always.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure, Paula.
Are you being back today later on?
11 o'clock.
Fabulous. So 11 o'clock, that would be with, I believe, Hayley. So that would be another expert of crafting, of quilting. So it's a really good change of pace. I'm just like a really, really beginner, but I really love your kits. I just think that it brings something really fun and also achievable, right?
That's what we want, everything for everybody. That is achievable whether you're a beginner or whether you're very experienced.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We will see you at 11 o'clock. Have a little break, breakfast. And of course, we will see you at 11 with Hayley. For everybody else at home, stay tuned here at the craft store, because there is lots more coming out, including another look at the one-day special. By the way, if you are looking for a new sewing machine, stay tuned at 9 o'clock. We have Juki sewing machines and overlockers, so make sure to not miss out at 9 o'clock. But stay tuned, because one day special with a Studio Light after the break. We have got a Studio Light clearance one day special. Then we have got Franklin sewing machines. After that, really good Juki machines, and then Jelly Bean class happy hour.
Tune in and purchase this weekend and you will receive £5 off any order of £25 or more using the voucher code LAUNCH5. And you can do this as many times as you like. Welcome to the Craft Store, your home of everything crafts.
Hi, I'm Abs from Holland Create. I've been crafting for over 10 years now, and I love stamping, stenciling, creating layers of colors, textures, and creating depth and dimension. Holland Create was established in October 2016, collaborating with a group of designers and artists from all over the world, bringing different designs and products in different styles. We pride ourselves with high-quality photopolymer clear stamp sets, dies, stencils, washi tapes and acrylic blocks, all in different size and format. I hope to bring you inspiration and different ways of using your craft products. Make sure you don't miss the Holland Create shows.
Exciting news! For the 5th year in a row, the Craft Store has been awarded the top accolade of the Platinum Trusted Service Award from Feefo. These awards recognise businesses that deliver exceptional experiences as rated by you, our customers, and we are honoured to have been selected. The Trusted Service Award means you can shop with confidence based on the reviews from over 60,000 The Craft Store customer experiences. Thank you for your independent reviews. It means a lot to us.
Hi, I'm Donna and this is my brother Simon, and we're Pearly Winks Craft Supplies. We've been crafting since we were very young. My mum got us into crafting and we've been loving it ever since.
We have a good selection of inks. We started with our winks, which are just a water-based ink, and then went on to the pearls. We've added some chalks, we've got some glitter sprays, and then we've added some beautiful stamps to complement the inks.
We've got a fantastic design team who help us with all our designs for the stamps, and we've got a great range of inks which we manufacture ourselves here in the UK.
Our pearl sprays and our pearly winks are loaded with mica, so they give you amazing results on your projects.
We hope that our products bring you as much fun, creativity and inspiration as they do to us. We love all of our products and we hope you do too.
Hi, I'm Leslie from Chocolate Baroque, and we design and manufacture our own rubber stamps right here in the northeast of England. We have a wonderful in-house designer called Sue, who hand draws all the images which we then transfer into rubber stamps. We have very, very elaborate designs. We have everything from steampunk right through to beautiful florals, and then we have scenic and we have words. Our stamps are beautifully elaborate, very, very detailed, exquisitely etched, and the quality is next to none. So good that if you look after your stamps, we guarantee them for a lifetime. whether it's stamping, mixed media or art journaling. Join us for our journey into everything creative and messy and see what you can create with our stamps.
For the past 6 years, Hochanda's been your home of crafts, hobbies and arts.
We've got some exciting news. We've got a brand new name.
From April the 1st, we'll be changing our name to The Craft Store.
This will make it easier for you to find us when scrolling through your TV channel guides and searching for us online.
Nothing else is changing. We'll be the same Hochanda that we've always been.
We're just getting a brand new name.
Demonstration-led, full of inspiration and variety, with our own dash of personality.
Welcome to the Craft Store, your home of everything crafts.
Good morning. If you are just joining us here at the Craft Store, welcome. If you are continuing the day with a 7 a.m., then 8 a.m., then 9 a.m. Here at the Craft Store, and then 11 and 12. I don't know where I'm going. I mean, today is one of those days where my brain is, well, you know what? Let's say hello to Lou, because Lou, I think she's more engaged. Her brain is more engaged than is mine. How are you, Lou?
Hello. No, I don't know about more engaged, but yeah, definitely here. I've been playing. You know, when you get carried away and I've already covered in paint.
Well,
so,
that's good. And by the way, as always, your makeup is on point. I like those bright lips. Anyway.
Oh, thank you.
It goes really well with the promo code, by the way, because you can see it's the same color on brand.
Yeah.
And now, of course, that promo code is Launch5, and that's because we are celebrating the renaming of the channel and the Craft Store now. And now, of course, that means that you can use £5 off anything, any purchases above £25. And of course, you can use more than one per customer. Now, the one day special, now I need to tell you, this is savings across the board, amazing savings. So make sure to check out your baskets, and still you can use that Launch5. 30% of the one day special has gone. And you know, Lou, I think a lot of people are seeing, of course, the amazing value, because we need to make cards for Christmas, for winter, and now is the time to invest and get a bargain, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't, you know, when it gets to June and July and it's everybody's doing cards and well, everybody's doing Christmas, I find that a little bit difficult and it's sort of too much, whereas now I'm quite happy to do it. And I don't know, there's not so much pressure I've got the whole year, but actually a lot of these dies and stamps, you can sort of put a twist on them so they don't actually look like Christmas. I mean, there's obvious ones and things, but if you're a dog lover, you could change that barrel into a little kerchief. The star can be any year, the little tag can be any year, and you know, there's some things that are Christmassy, but they could say winter rather than Christmas, if that means, because like birthdays, like your own.
My birthday, Christmas Day, Christmas birthday, Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
and you're very true, because I love Christmas or winter themed birthday cards rather than Christmas themed birthday cards. And you are absolutely correct. There's lots of people born in around that time. Now the saving is £27. However, if you're a Freedom member, that saving is even bigger, and you still can use that Launch5 to get £5 off. So you're having a £35.49 saving if you are a Freedom member. You also are not paying PMP. And if you use Launch5, you are getting £5 off. So you are only paying £35.41 as a Freedom member. That is a phenomenal saving there. Now, the dispatch day will be the 15th of April. You are getting 2 stamp sets, 4 die sets. You are getting the blocks in here. Shall we have a look at one of them? Because you can see in here the studio lights. So they are pre-die cut. You have, and also looking at this, there's nothing Christmassy or wintry in this one. And you have the backgrounds, which are I love these. I love the botanicals.
Yeah, they're all die cuts. You don't need scissors, and then you've got stickers as well at the back, so you've got the options. So I've actually found that I've used bits from all the books across, you know, mix and match, because they really do work together. It all depends on what you're doing, but there's ones that I'm using today from all different ones.
This one, for instance, is absolutely stunning because you are getting, this is proper spring. Look, a kitty cat, oh, so cute.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have the peacocks, you have got the beautiful parakeets and look, parrots, and you have, of course, those backgrounds and the stickers in there. Right, all of this is the one day special, 30% of the stock has gone. Remember that if you're using that launch 5, you will be paying £35 and 41 pence as a Freedom customer. You do not pay PMP, of course, and that means the saving actually is £36 and 49 pence if you're using the launch 5. So you are saving, you are getting it better than half price as a Freedom member. 097877 is your item number. We have got lots more to show you, including dies here from the Essentials. The journal dies in here that has, now this one is Artwork Love, and you can see you have got the movable spine with those holes so you can put ribbon through it or baker's twine. This is, you know, this collection is fabulous, Lou. You use it quite a lot, don't you?
Yeah, and they also, I love that ornate piece there because they make fantastic wings. Or put them together and make a flower. So you don't have to have it as ornate as that. You can change that, the panels for the little rounded corners. So I didn't think about it as a journal. I thought wings straight away. It's strange, isn't it, when you see something, it one thing jumps out at you, and that was that. But yeah, these are very, very, very good value.
They are.
Look at that, £16.
It's just a fabulous
price. You get so
price.
many dies in it as well.
Yeah, £15 and 99 pence and £9 saving here. Now, half the stock has gone. Now, remember that, for instance, if you added that and the next bundle, next die set, you would go over £25, so you can take that £5 off because it's not limited to one per customer either. This one, the next one is Timeless, and I'm going to take it rotated because then we can see exactly how it can be in the bag as well, how many possibilities that gives us. Again, a £9 saving, £15 and 99 pence is your price. Also, I know how you this could make like little bags as well. Like
yep, it makes I've got one to show later. It makes a little index bag, pocket, whatever. It's also great for putting inside other journals. So yeah, the little gussets there allow it to be sort of index cards to be inserted, so you've got sleeves or pockets. That's one of my favourite. I shouldn't say that, but it is one of my favourites.
It is absolutely glorious. 473160 is your item number. £15 and 99 pence is your price, but over half the stock has gone. Remember, if you put 2 of them, you can just launch 5 and then you get even better price there. Then you have the Summerfield. I love a kind of that semicircle. This also would make lovely bunting.
Oh yeah, not thought about that. And thinking of that, again, they do cut fabric, because I've cut fabric before, but yeah, I really like that shape. There's something really nice about having that soft shape. But those stencils at the back, you can have the die cuts, you can have them as squares, crosses, or circles. So, and you've got 2, so you're not having to repeat. And there's also a little semicircle pocket that goes on that I've used on one of the others. So these again all mix and match.
Absolutely gorgeous. I love this one. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to turn it around so you can see some samples in the back. Very, very pretty. £15 and 99 pence, again with a £9 saving. 399820 is your item number. And then we have the lock and key, as I said, in here as well. Another journaling bundle here you can see. This could make a little, also mini bunting with those little elements in here. £15 and 99 pence is your price, saving £9, 42834. Love. I can see you're using a lot of these different elements, Lou.
Yeah, this one is particularly good because you can make it as big as you want as well if you continue the size of the outside pages. And I just find that this is quite ornate because it looks like a leather bound book with that little die there to make it look vintage. I say I've got a favourite, but my favourite are all of them. Because I love these.
Yeah,
I love these.
They are gorgeous. Right, if you wanted 422834 is your item number. Remember that if you add in more than one item, even if it's over £25, launch £5 off. I'm going to keep repeating it because it's a fabulous deal, not limited to one per customer either. Now, alphabet plates. And now here you are getting both alphabets. And I love, we all have said many times this, Lou, how easy it is to lose a letter if they are individual dies.
That's what puts me off alphabets. When I get an alphabet, I automatically think, well, I only buy them, I'll be honest, I'll only buy them and they're in blocks like this because I do lose them.
Yeah.
And then you've got the cost of a magnetic sheet, whereas this is just one pass, really easy. You're not messing about spacing them. I think this is the best, for me, it's a better way to go. And then I save them all up in a little pot and I've got them for whenever I need them.
Yeah, absolutely fabulous. Now, 236-242 is your item number, and £10.98 is your price, saving £7. Also, another alphabet, but this one is the block one, and this one comes in also with the numbers and the mini bunting and the balloons. This bundle has, of course, everything that you need to create like little mini personalized cards. 29 die cuts in total that you are getting. £10.98 is your price. £7.770549. Then we have the autumn collection. Remember, we have got massive savings in these collections, so make sure to check out your baskets if you want to grab a bargain. Now, £26.95 with a £17 saving gives you, like, what, you know, how do you describe this, Lou? The full autumn kind of experience?
I think these, again, using the colours to denote different seasons, like that tree could be any spring, summer, autumn, winter, but these are all year round. You've got landscapes, simple layers, you've got wreaths, but you don't have to have them like that. You can make your own bower. I absolutely love this. And that pumpkin with the toadstool, you can have really good fun paper piecing. Really love that. And I've already got one made. So, yeah, the attention to detail, all them little dots coming out.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they are really good fun. I love these. And the next set, I just think they're timeless. Because I love autumn.
Yeah, autumn is such a beautiful season with that golden light. £26.95, £17 saving. Remember, massive savings. And you could just go for this bundle and just launch 5 and get £5 off. So just pay £21.95. 039221 is your item number. Then we have the kind of expanded that collection, that theme of wonderful autumn. We have stamps. Here we have got all the stamps and also the dies. And the embossing folder with that, I love this, with the gorgeous umbrella as well. I can see you using a lot of these mushrooms, Lou.
Yeah, absolutely. I've stitched with them and everything. And the nice thing is, they're not the same size as the die cuts, so you can build them. So I love the fact that you can build them all together. And that embossing folder is really cool because it cuts out the umbrella. So you've got, a die cut in it. But I like the background of that as well, because you can take the umbrella out and just have it as a background there. So you don't need to keep that in. And it's quite, it does look very under the sea when you do that.
Of course you do. Now, of course, it has a £23 saving, so it's a phenomenal saving. Now, Lou, would you like to get ready for the demonstration?
Certainly will.
Fabulous. Yeah. So while Lou gets ready for the demo, let's look at what you are getting here. You have got, remember, check out your baskets. Also, we are going to have a look. Oh, here it is. £35.93 is your price. 172436 is your item number. We have more for you. Remember, this is a bargains galore show from a Studio Light. Here we have the Studio Light journaling die, hugs, kisses, thank you, create, dream, 22 dies in total. I'm going to turn it around so you can see the die cuts in here perfectly. And then we have those dies, and then we have the bottom two, which of course incorporates thank you, love, never forget, warrior, great moments, kisses, and hugs. Isn't that gorgeous? £21.96 is your price. You're saving £14. 579139 is your item number. Then we are moving on to the winter charm collection. We have got 6 sets of dies. gorgeous different sizes with the edges as well, and this is a really lovely set. Those amazing snowflakes and foliage, so you can create wreaths, you can create the kind of trees on the background. £30.94 is your price. You are saving £21. 032889 is your item number. And then the last one of the winter charm, again we have stamps in here, we have got embossing folder, and of course all together comes to £19.96, but that saving is £13. It is a bargains galore in this hour. 375117 is your item number. Grab yours by checking out your baskets, of course, at thecraftstore.com. That is the easiest and quickest way to order here at the craft store. Right, Lou, take it away.
I'm all ready. First thing is, I thought I'd do something a little bit different, like a journal page or a piece of artwork to go in a frame. So I had some spare pages left, and this is from one of the books. So I've got different lengths. So I decided I was going to do some weaving, because I thought this would sort of, it could do scrapbooking, it could be a page in a journal, it could be a diary, it could be a card, so all these things, and I don't have any waste then. Also, I had some paper and I wanted to sort of create things that would go with it, so I painted on top of this cream one here, because it's not coated, you can put paint on it, so I painted them in similar colours and then die cut them in some. But the first things first. So what I've done, Mark, I've got several, not going to do loads of it because it does take time, and if I'm not careful it can cause you to curse as well because it flicks out. But what you get, different widths, that's a bit too big, put that one there. And it doesn't matter whether they're whatever way, just keep them like that at the moment. And all we're going to do is, at the moment, we're going to do just a simple weave. So you want to get it started, so the first thing you do is put it under and over, and you sort of alternate. So now I'm going over, and it is easy, I'm just making it look really difficult, and then bring them down. So, and then what you can do is take them a little bit closer. So I've alternated the colours so that we've got a really nice beige to go with it, which tames it down a little bit. You can put some of your wonderful strips that you've got in. So these are off the pages as well. If you want to end it there like that, you could put the other colours you put in. So in essence, you can do whatever colours you want because you're making it yours to fit whatever. So you carry on doing that, and like I say, it is a bit fiddly at first, but then it does it.
It just becomes
it's easier if you just pull two up and do that. Right, there we go. So you can have it wiggle it if you want. I prefer it square and straight. But then what you need to do is start thinking about length that way and width that way and do it like that. So what I've done is I've already got one done. So I put them together. It should hold together after a little bit. These are all really simple little cards that I wanted to show how you could get them together. So the first thing I did was I got the colours.
Oh,
there's the card
nice.
it's from.
Yeah.
And then what I've done is I've just arranged them. I'll show you what this looks like on black. I've just arranged them in a sort of a random way, or sort of random. That does not make any sense. But what I mean is sort of try to juggle them about. Some of these are some of the ribbons cut out of the book. So you'll, at the side of your pages, you might have some of these ribbons. You've got all the ribbons. So I can't say it's one book. It isn't. It's lots of them. So I've just put that there. Now, this is the background that I've cut it from, and you've got this beautiful like bluebell feel, and I thought this could be a journal page. It could be cut it square. You've got a card front. Well, you cut it any shape. But I just love the idea of just having it simple like that. The beige helps to sort of balance it out. So the next thing is, you do need to glue this down, but I've found that the easiest way of gluing it down is just to glue underneath here, not to glue, try and glue the middle bit, just to glue these bits, and then that way you've still got a little bit of movement. So you just pull them across, push them up. You can have a little bit of space between them if you want. You don't have to have them sort of
I love
close together.
I love these papers that you're getting the one day special because they work so well, beautifully soft and weaved incredibly well. I would imagine also for die cutting they will be perfect because they have got like a variation of texture in a way.
Absolutely brilliant for die cutting because they're not too thick and they're not too thin. They're just perfect. So you've got a lot of scope with these. But I do want to say it's easier to sort of make the colours suit you because by adding the beige and the cream, I've changed the look of it altogether. So I'm going to leave that like that because I don't want them cut off like that, but just while it dries. So another little trick that we were looking at last night was when we was doing this, I thought, oh, look at this. If you get another piece of card, this is for the other one later. What you can do is you can put two across like that, cut it down, put one there like that, and just put that on there.
Oh, that's cool. And you have created an easel.
Yeah, so that's how simple these like little strips work.
Yeah.
Well, that's another one. So I've got this. So on the in the book we've got this. Now I thought that really complemented that. So what I did, I got this. I got a strip of this colour and a strip of that colour, and I wanted to leave this to now to show you that I thought these are going to look beautiful. I've got this sort of vintage colour here, and just to really sort of bring that out again, I'm just using some bundle sage. Now it's up to you what colour you use, but I think this sage has a beautiful depth to it without it being too dark. You can do some of the edges of this paper. It does give it a very different effect when you do that, so I'll just show you what I mean. So here it does darken it, so if you wanted to create an edge, that's perfect for it. Now I am going to do this because I'll show you what I'm going to do with this. There's so many beautiful stickers on there, and the colours are so muted, they're not all bright, whereas there's one that is more bright than the others, but this one isn't. This is really calm, so I quite like it just like that. Chop it down to wherever you want. Always give yourself a little bit too much, and then that's a bit wonky, and then don't throw that away because that'll match something else. So just darken that off, darken the edges, and that. Now I like that a lot. So I've got that, and on here you've got words. So I'm going to pull off. Now you've got a couple of ways you can do it. You can go straight on to that with it if you want, or you can just put on here. I'll show you both so you've got an idea. I'm just going to go with the T. Now these are really flexible. They're not like the stiff ones that crack, or these are really flexible. They come off really easily, and the tones all fit together beautifully anyway. So I've just put that on there. You can mark it out if you want. I'm not too bothered about that. So just chop that off. You can be a bit straighter than that. Wow.
Well, that's all right. Yeah.
I sometimes you've got to get it straight, but then sometimes it really doesn't matter that much, because it's more about what it says rather than what it looks like. Mind you, I have to say, Paula, that's not.
Just leave it. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's in the wonk.
You sure? Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. No.
It's fine.
Sat there picking that off. Right. Okay. So I've got that. Just a little bit of decoration needed now, I think. So I'm looking at that and I'm thinking these paper flowers, they really complement it. And we've all got stash like this. They really complement it, but maybe a little bit of colour with them, maybe not. So I thought, right, I'll put a tiny bit of colour, not too much, just on the very edge. Like you get some very white flowers that have got a green edge, and it just softens the whole look. So I've got that, and I've got some more now just to put a little bit more colour. So we've got that one, and I noticed these beautiful butterflies, and I thought there's blue in this, and there's brown, and this will look brilliant on it. So I just picked out, you don't need many. You see, that one's too big. And I like that because if you don't want them too big, you can put them back on the sheet and use them later. I'm going to just colour that in if I want. So I like that. Leave that for a minute. So I'm going to bring it all together now. All I'm going to do is put a little bit. I'd use 3D foam for this as well, so that you've got a bit of height as well. And I'm just going to place that there. I'm just going to put that underneath it and over to one side. But I do want to make sure that that's more or less sort of equidistant there. And then just put that on there. I'm just going to put, very kindly, the boss has just found me. Do you know, it's like having an assistant. He's brilliant.
Oh.
Yeah, he's just found it again. He's found it. Oh, here we go. Right. I was trying to do this before, and I split my nail, and it split really low. And I'm like, no, it was me. You know, when you've got a great nail with a groove in it.
Oh,
gutted.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, it's not nice. So I'm trying my best to sort of get another one in on that one. So I've got that there. I'm going to compensate maybe here or here. I like that one. And it's got a little pearl on this. So if you've got alcohol inks or anything, or a pen, you can actually just colour them. And then I die cut some flowers as well. I'm not going to do it now. This is again off the one day special, so you can see if you really want to, you could even put these on. But I personally think it's a little bit too much at the moment. I quite like it like that, but it does need another butterfly, maybe even, there it is. And I'm just going to chop that down a little bit. And keep these pages because they're really good for gluing.
Yeah. And of course, once that you do this page, you could go into die cut it with the art journaling pages, maybe.
Absolutely.
Dies, and then of course do it for the art journal.
That's the beauty of it. It is very, very versatile. Now, you've got a couple of things you could put on. If you wanted to just edge it there with that, or we've got this wonderful text that will just run it down there. I've got it a bit upside down, but I just think this, I'll move that butterfly in a second. This adds interest to what the strips in the background and the strips on here, and I think we'll just put that there. I really love building stuff like this because I think you, out of nothing, well it's nothing, you sort of bring all these things together and you've got, you know, some really beautiful pieces of work. I think what I would do is just peel that. I think I'd just peel that off and have that. Oh, I've split it. Now that is not.
I prefer it like that. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's better. And I would personally, because you can, just tame that down a little bit because it's a bit bright for me. Now that's better. That totally tones it down. And I'll just do a little bit on there. Can you see how different that looks now?
See it, yeah.
Just that little bit attention to detail, maybe here as well. And I think, personally, when you've gone round the edge and cut all these extra bits off, and then you get a little bit of blending in, you know, just to make it sort of dark around this side, because this is cut from the middle part, so there's really no depth here. It's all at the top and bottom. So by doing this, I've now brought the depth in there as well, which makes it more of a finished article. So this could be a page front, a journal, anything you want. It all depends on where you want to put it. But I could even put it on, you know, it's not big enough, but even on white like that, that would be a beautiful card. So
absolutely,
that's the first one. And it's so simple to do. I've got lots more to do. But if you wanted to do
absolutely. Now, would you be taking? Are you going to be demonstrating the journaling die, the timeless especially?
Yeah, I've got the timeless. I've got
fabulous. That would be amazing if we can see that one in action. Well, you can reset Lou for for that demo. We'll come back to you in a second. But of course, the one-day special, you can see it here on the screen. 097877 is your item number. £44.90. Remember, use launch 5. Remember that if you're a Freedom member, you're not paying £44, but you are paying £40.41. If you use launch 5, you are, of course, you're not going to pay that, £35.41. That's, of course, the one-day special. But we are going to have a look at the beautiful journal dies. Lou, are you ready?
I've got black on black, but hopefully you see it. I've glued this down, but what I've done is I put a piece of paper underneath just for now. This is one of the dies I've already got cut. You may want one of the other dies. I can't stress how wonderful these dies are. I cannot tell you how good they are enough, because these are great for making a journal itself. So I'll just explain what I mean. So when you get the die cuts, you get enough to do the actual die. Then if you just look in there, you've got the pockets that just slide in and out. You've got the little gussets there that allow it to come out even more. You can add gussets together and and before you know it, you've got hundreds of them. And I've just got some cut here to show you how they all work. So I've got the gussets there. Now, when you first see these, you think, oh, what are they? But you can add all different colours to this. So these are the gussets. Now I find that you do need to just give it a little bit of a help with a ball tool. And all I do is just here, there's a little V and a notch. Now, my advice is just go over this back and front. You can just sort of see it. And this really helps you when you're doing your sort of building. And then there's 3 folds in the middle. So the first thing to do is just fold. Don't fold that end bit.
Yeah.
So we just do that, and it looks a bit strange, but it all comes together. And then look at the paint everywhere. Now, if I find that I'm having problems, and it's not because it's this, it's just I've got a problem. I'm a bit heavy-handed with folding, and if I don't get them straight, it goes all off key.
Yeah.
So I just go over it with my scoring tool, so I'll make it life easier. So then you just bend that up or back, doesn't matter which. So valley, mountain. It's fiddly, but it's not fiddly, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So you end up with this. Now don't flatten that bit yet, because I'll explain. So this is only like one. So this will hold one. Do you get me? One piece will fit in there. If I just show you with this one, that will just fit there.
Yeah.
That fits inside. It's probably easier if I show you on the black. That goes to the bottom. That fits in there, so that when you're actually putting these in, that fits in there and it keeps it separate. Now what you can do is put tons of these together. Well, you don't have to do tons, but this little bit is clever, because what it does is you just press it down like that. Now let me get this right. You have to go, that's it, press it down and then press that in, and what happens is it goes like that, and then that sits, it's very clever, sits in there. So anything tiny, it helps to stop it coming out just there. Now that, attention to detail.
Oh, I see. Yeah, perfect there to secure it.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we'd have elements, and if this isn't here, they just pop out here. So having that there really does help. So you can do as many as you want, you can add as many as you want. And then, now I've done it wrong way, but it doesn't matter, you just push that the other way, and then these all slide in there. So that's the first thing. Now you can do that, or you can make it into a journal. Now what you can do is still put that on. I found that these really, and then you can still put that in, but it folds up that way.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
Yeah, you've got your little index pieces. So in the die cut, you get all of them. I'll just bring a few more out. So you could do a whole load of cards and just put these on at different intervals and then glue them here. And I thought, I've not seen this done. I thought, what a nice little way. You could put sticky notes here and have them on the back. So I'll just show you what I mean. If you put the sticky notes on it, it sort of gives it a little bit of a, I can't say the word, but an instant note rather than sticking them in.
Yeah.
I just like the idea of doing it like that. So I could have another one there. You get the die to cut this, you get the die to cut that, you get the die to cut them all. There's different pages. I'll just bring this out to show you as well. Now here is the die done different ways. So this one has got the full front that folds in like that. Now you can just keep doing it on one side and then glue the other side and it'll still fold up that way, or you can leave it loose. It's entirely up to you, but I quite like it like that. I think it's different like that, and you can add as many as you want, concertina that way. So that, and then you get all these wonderful dies. So all this comes with it, so you can decorate. I've got it in black, I've got it in pink. These are brilliant. So all these add, I mean, I've not poked them out, and they're just really, these are useful for all of the stuff that I do, not just these. So it doesn't matter whether I'm using this on this journal. These look great on cards.
Yeah,
So I just wanted to show you this now. So if you wanted to, when you get the die, which is this big, you get an extra one of these, and this is to mat and layer, and I'll just show you on this one. It mat and layers another piece. Now I've done it in the same colour, but you can just see it just sits inside. So what you can do is when you're die cutting this, you can do the edge so that when it folds up, you fold it up to there, and then just give it a wherever you want or whatever. And what you can see now is I've just put a piece of card behind it just to show you, is that you've got that, where's that piece gone? Just add it, never mind, thank you. So if I just put it there, so you've got that wonderful shape at the front. So that sits there with the gusset in, and then this folds over, and you've got almost, it nearly fits in there, but I think if you did it the other way, if you used that twice, it would fit in and just slip in there. But it gets, I think that's quite elegant when you can see that. So that's another way of doing the dies. And they cut really well. I mean, even these are from one of the lavender ones. You get this wonderful
is that
lace effect.
from the summer one, the summer curl? Yeah.
They all work together. There's not one that doesn't. So, you can pick all of these up and just start, even these. And these look quite nice when you get, I've not put these out, but these look great when you just feed them through and sort of lace them, because they all work together. You can have pink, you could have any colour. I'll just do a black and then show you. You can't really see it on there, but put it on the pink. And you can just see if that feeds through. You could have a proper ribbon, you could have anything like that. Paper, it all does. Even, just think how you want it to be. You can put them together so that you've got, and then put your gel pens and start colouring them in. You can have them just joining together like that to create a pattern. I love these, they're so useful. But you've also got this, which creates a pocket. Now this creates this, so it's three-dimensional.
And that's in the summer fields as well, isn't it?
Yeah, they all work together. That's why they're all like this, because I found so many different ones that all fit together that I'm sort of spoilt for choice. What I would do is probably get a couple, I have to say. Here's one I did last night to show you how the lavender one looks. So what I did was I die cut all of it, the circle, semicircle there, and then this layer, and this is there's 2 layers. There's an inside and an out, so you can have one that's slightly bigger than this. And then I die cut the pocket again, like we did this here. So that just fits on there. And then all these are from the lavender one, the die set from the lavender. But again, all depending on how you colour is, you know, you can put as many of these on as you want. And they do look metallic when you do, not metallic, they do look real metal.
Yeah.
And all I've done is you sort of fold it over wherever you want, and I've put a tiny bit of the distress inks on there, but I've used the stencil that comes, not the stencil, the die cut that comes with it, so you can get like a flower pattern that all sits together, and then that would sit there. But the butterfly comes with it, the little flowers, I've done white ones and coloured them in, and I've added a little bit of white pen. So you've got tons of different sort of ways of using them. If we look, we've got one that all these dies.
Thank you. That's amazing. Lou, thank you for showing us how they all work. Now we are going to show you exactly what your options are, because of course Lou has been mixing and matching some of them. Remember that if you go for 2, then you go above £25, and then you get the £5 off. So that saving is increasing. Here we have, first of all, the first one, which is the artwork love, and of course you get in artwork, and then you get in, of course, the extra. No, you have it here. You can see is like new artwork, and then of course create, and you have got all these elements in there. Now if we turn it around, you can see how gorgeous it does look once that you pair the elastic band, once that you can start gluing those elements together, and of course using those holes to bind the journal together. You have got 2 movable spines in there with those wings or kind of flowers, petals, whatever you want to look at them like. That doesn't make any sense. Whatever you want to make them look like. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, that does make sense. 145435 is your item number. £9.7, £15 and 99 pence. Now, the next one is Timeless, which of course is the one that Lou has been using. Those are the pans to get in, you can do flip and flops. You can do also the gusset of the bag or the index cards box. You have the tags, you have got the paper clip as well, those beautiful delicate borders, the gingham ribbon as well, and then of course you have in there, not gingham, grosgrain sort of, or force stitching ribbon, and then you have the dots as well, the spine, and you have got so many possibilities, as the bag will show you some of them. Right, £15 and 99 pence is your price. You're saving £9. 473160 is your item number. Over half the stock has gone. If you put in your basket this one and the summer fails, which also Lou was using, then it's about, it would be £31, I think, or £31.98. So take 5 off. That means it's £26.98 for both of them. It's a fabulous deal. Right, so you have here, I love this one with that pocket, the circular pocket, which is so unusual. Those seamless circles, kind of expands it, and then of course we have almost like a cathedral window in there as well, and then you have the lavender at the bottom. Those beautiful edges, the rounded edges with the matte and layers, means that you can create something like this. Isn't it just gorgeous? Right, if you want to go for this one, the Summer Fails, 399820 is your item number. 60% of the stock has gone. Remember, we have got massive deals in this show. Make sure to check out your baskets, and every time you do, over £25 to get that launch 5. Then we have the lock and key. So you have the different elements, like the lock here. I cannot find the key. Where is the key? Yeah, because this is, so you kind of put something through this, and let me show you exactly what if you can see that it's like a lock and then the key there. Yeah, that makes sense. And of course you have got the old-fashioned, the old-fashioned elements like tickets and things like that. Fabulous. Now, if you want it, you can have it. £15 and 99 pence is your price. You're saving £9. 422834 is your item number. Then we have the alphabet plates. We have two different alphabets, and I'm going to turn them around so you can see that, how it die cuts, because it comes in one single die. You have got fabulous, lots of different A's, and that's important because then when you die cut it once, you want to have, if you say, for instance, happy birthday, Dad, you need two A's, right? You need two D's. That is what is fabulous to have this, because you will have those multiple letters of the same. Now, also you are getting the exclamation marks, and you are getting them both in one single die, which means in one pass you will have them all. 236242 is your item number. £10.98 is your price, saving £7. Then, of course, we have the block capitals, block alphabet here. Now, I'm going to turn it around again because we can see them here perfectly. £10.98 is your price, saving £7, 770549. And then we have the wonderful autumn collection. Now, this is a set of 6 dies. I adore this wreath because it gives you, if I turn, you can see that the wreath. It gives you the base. Now, yes, you have the dies there with the foliage, the green of the autumn, but imagine to have that with little flowers. You can create that. It's for autumn, but there is nothing to stopping you to do something a little bit different. And you have got the silhouettes on the background, and of course those edges as well. And you have got the squirrel. I love the squirrels. £26.95 is your price. You're saving £17. 039221 is your item number. A couple of other items we haven't seen in this show. Here they are, is the essentials, excuse my voice, set of 2 die sets, button, pocket and burst card. £24.98 is your price. You're saving £11. 186457 is your item number. We have another one, is the 3D frame. This one's always very popular with a massive saving of £20, and you get £5 off. So actual fact, you will be paying $24.99. You will be saving £25, and that means that it's better than half price using that Launch 5 code. If you have been waiting to get these ones, please make sure to check out your baskets. 677669 is your item number. And with that, we get back to Lou. Lou, you have about 8 minutes until the end of the show.
Oh, great stuff. This is just enough time. So what I did was I got one of the pages out of one of the books from the One Day Special, which is this beautiful green. It's like a lace. It's very subtle, very, very subtle. And I just chopped it down to a square because then I've took one of the lovely toppers. And I love this because it's got this crackled finish to the frame. Now, what you could do is just put some glossy accents or something on this and make it look like a glazed frame. So I've got that. And then what I did this last night was I painted some paper that, like I said, that would match the green in the picture and the green in the card. Very subtle. I used a cream and a green, so just to get that feel. So these are off the One Day Special. And again, now you look at these and they don't necessarily scream Christmas at you because the colour has made them look very different. So, there's they pop out really easy. So that's the one thing to do well, and they make sure that the attention to detail in these dies is unbelievable. Yeah. So I've got that one. Now, there's also other ones on the show. So if you think, well, where's that one come from? All I need to say is, like, it's on the show somewhere, and I'm just adding to it. Now, you could just colour in the background of that if you wish. But I want to darken these a bit. So what I've got, take this card away, and I'm just very lightly, because I don't want to add too much colour, I'm going to add a little bit of the, again, isn't it funny how we use one colour and it seems to be the thing we go to permanently? It's like your favourite for that month.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I quite like these colours because I don't often use them, and now I am using them. I'm really loving them. So here I'm just using the Bundle Stage Distress just to darken the edges, not too much. I just want to make a distinction between the background paper and these die cuts. Do them all. You might not use them all, but it doesn't matter. You've got them there. So I've also got some of the green leaves as well. Now, just to darken it, you could perhaps use these, but I'm not going to keep it as light as that. I want to take that colour down as well. I just think that for me personally, it's better.
Yeah.
It's just that edge is just taking it down. So that's what I prefer to do with all of them, is just take it a little bit darker. So what I've got now is I've got this card, and all I'm going to do is just really easily just darken the edges. Now everybody's got their preferred method, brushes, sponges, foams, you name it, but I'm just doing a really light with one of these tools that I've had for years, these.
Yeah, they are.
It's
The colour box, yeah, I remember them.
The only reason I'm using them is because I keep running out of fat foam and distress foam, and I'm thinking, right, I'm using these then, because I've got it in cupboard and I need to use all my equipment. So
Absolutely.
That's my New Year resolution, was to use more. So there we go, just to show you the difference. Doesn't look much, but there's enough to make it sort of visible. So then I'm going to get a little bit of the fat foam, the sticky 3D foam, not fat foam, I've got that in the brain now. And then I've got this picture. Now if I wanted to, don't forget what I said before, I could almost just make a little easel and have these there. So that's a nice little
Yeah, I
thing.
love that, yeah.
It's a cute little idea, that. Now what I'm going to do is just put a little bit there and then a bit here. Now the reason I'm doing that is so that I've got space to slip those round. So you don't need to go, you know, put too much on. If you don't want to sort of commit, put a little bit of glue on, and I'll show you what I mean. If you put a bit of glue on this, it stops you instant grab, so you can wiggle it around a bit if you wish. Oh, the one thing I need to do before I do that again is darken this edge. This gives it, I haven't sort of layered it, but it gives the idea of it having a darker edge. Looks like a layer. Any pips you can just sand off with an emery board, but you don't really find it. You have many on these. And the pips are the things that hold them together into the card. So, you know, just if you think that you can see one, just either snip it off. I tend to, well, I don't really do it because I don't think I need them. So here I've got some of these, and I'm just going to push them a little bit out there. I don't want tons, but I just want to sort of bring some of these dye elements in and around, just to give it a little bit of, there we go, that's enough for me. You could have one at the bottom if we want, but we don't want to get too, no, I don't like that. So we've got this, and don't forget, you don't need to do the whole branch. If I just want a little bit, that's enough. So I've got that, glue that, shove that underneath. No, that's a technical term, shove it underneath.
Now, shovel them underneath. Okay, yeah, very technical.
I've got some very technical words, I'm telling you. So I've got this, and I've got this word dream, and we could just put that across there. We could have that on it there. It's entirely up to you. You don't have to have it, but I quite like the idea of it just being off there. So first things first, just going to darken this. I'm not going to use the greeny one because I don't know.
I like it. Yeah, I do like it.
You like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like
so.
Yeah.
Well, this is it. Sometimes I like that, you know, when you're crafting, and that's what's going to be really good when people can all get together, when we can just say, help each other in a bit, because that's what I've missed, the interaction, you know, people saying, oh yeah, I like that, so you doing that, it's like, yeah, it really helps, doesn't it? I think, with me, it really inspires me. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit of the foam on, not a lot, and then build that up. And it's a really simple card. All we've used, the only thing that we haven't sort of got in the kit was the colour paper that I painted, but we've got everything else that fits. So you don't really need a lot for this. I'm just going to chop that off there. Now what you can do is add that to it if you wish. No, I like it better like that. And then I'm just going to put a double. So you put one layer on. I might not need double. Sometimes you need double to come off like that.
Yeah.
So I think I prefer it just off to one side. Perhaps we could even put a
That
tiny
looks
bit of
like
this
a
now.
Mallorcan beach. My
Yes.
family were there yesterday and they sent me pictures of it, and I'm like, I'm dreaming of that.
Oh wow! Yeah, well, this is it, isn't it? We can all think about that now. So I think that I've gone a little bit too mad with these, but you
I
get
love
the
it.
idea.
I love it because
quite
it's
like-
tone and tone. It kind of adds pattern, but without
Absolutely.
overwhelming the image.
And these are like pine cones and Christmas there, but now you've put them with these, they don't really take that Christmassy feel on.
No,
The very
absolutely.
dark ones, I wouldn't put them in now because I
No.
think they're a little
Yeah.
bit too dark, but
So, yeah.
that does go.
Well, Lou, we have got less than a minute to wrap it up. But, Lou, thank you so much for joining us. Do you want to turn around the camera so we can say goodbye to you? To everybody at home, check out your baskets, especially the timeless journal die. Very busy for that, as well as the summer fields. Now, the journal timeless, £15.99. If you go for 2 of them and then you use lunch 5, you will get £5 off that. So you have a massive saving. Now, Lou, you will be back with the journal dies at 12 o'clock. And, of course, you will be showing how to use them as well again. Thank you so much, Lou. A pleasure as always.
Thank you so much. It's lovely to see you and lovely to be on the show with you.
Thank
But
you
it's
so
even
much.
better when I'm with you.
All right. Well, we'll see Lou at 12 o'clock. Stay tuned because there is lots more here at the craft store. But check out your baskets and don't forget the voucher code. After the break, Franklin sewing machines with a jerky overlocker as well as a fabulous sewing machines, and then jewellery being craft hours, and then totally patch around the houses at 11.
Tune in and purchase this weekend and you will receive £5 off any order of £25 or more using the voucher code LAUNCH5. And you can do this as many times as you like. Welcome to the craft store, your home of everything crafts.
Hello, I'm Sue Trangmar and I started Daisy Chain Designs 20 years ago. Back in the day there were very few quilt patterns in the marketplace, and so I started to bring patterns into the UK from America and Australia, and along the way I've been lucky enough to work with some fantastic British designers, and that is what really the essence of Daisy Chain Designs are. At Daisy Chain Designs, we're passionate about sewing and quilting. We design projects that hopefully will inspire you to pick up your needle and thread and have a go. We have great fun in designing things from the very start, and then the end product is always very exciting when you actually see it made. So don't miss the Daisy Chain Design shows.
Hello, my name's Stuart and I'm the Managing Director of Oakwood Archer. Oakwood Archer is a family-run business and my son and my daughter work very hard with me to bring the best craft items to you in the UK. We specialise in high-quality items brought into the UK from all over the world, including brands like Kaisercraft, Stampendous and Impression Obsession. Our products include stamps, dies, papers, buttons, trimmings, ribbons and album making kits. Just about everything you need to be a good crafter.
What is Flexi Order? When you place an item on FlexiBuy in your basket, you qualify for Flexi Order, which means any other items you add to your basket will also be included in your FlexiBuy payments. So you can spread the cost over multiple monthly payments. After your first payment is made, your entire order will be dispatched. When you add at least £60 worth of any items to your shopping basket, either online or on the phone, you'll qualify for our Flexi Order offer. This means you can spread the cost of your order over equal monthly flexi-buy payments, offering you extra flexibility when you shop with us. Flexi Order, making your shopping experience with the craft store easier.
Hi, we're the team from Daisy Bee Stamps. My name's Nina, this is Josie, and this is my dad Roy. And we design and manufacture our very own polymer stamps. We decided to embark on turning our own designs into polymer stamps. We're really excited about where this is going to take us in the future and how we can evolve those designs and keep bringing you something that's just so different. So we wanted to add an extra element to our stamp collection, and this was down to Josie hand drawing the amazing sentiments that we now have in our collection. All our designs complement each other so that you can use them again and again to create something new.
For the past 6 years, Hochanda's been your home of crafts, hobbies and arts.
We've got some exciting news. We've got a brand new name.
From April the 1st, we'll be changing our name to The Craft Store.
This will make it easier for you to find us when scrolling through your TV channel guides and searching for us online.
Nothing else is changing. We'll be the same Hochanda that we've always been.
We're just getting a brand new name.
Demonstration-led, full of inspiration and variety, with our own dash of personality.
Welcome to the Craft Store, your home of everything crafts.
Hello there, good morning and welcome. We have got a treat in store. On a Sunday we do lots of fabulous sewing things here at the Craft Store. Well, this is a fabulous one, especially if you are considering new machines. Now, of course, lovely Gary is going to be joining us in just a few moments from Dukey. He was here just a couple of weeks ago talking sewing machines, but this particular week we are concentrating on overlockers and we're taking them through their paces because we've got a fabulous air threader, which I'm very interested to learn about because it makes life a lot easier. So let me introduce Gary, who I kind of know as Mr. Dukey, really.
Indeed, yes, of many names, but Mr. Dukey is one of them. Mr. Woosh now with my overlocker as well. So
I
yeah.
love that, Mr. Woosh.
But how are we doing? We okay?
We're very, very well,
Brilliant,
thank you.
brilliant. Thank you for being here.
No, not a problem at all. I'm glad to be here. And of course, Dukey is a brand that many of our viewers have invested in already. And I do urge you, if you have invested in a Dukey machine, whether it's the overlocker, whether it's one of the sewing machines, to get in touch. Love to hear about your experience. So get in touch, studio@thecraftstore.com. That's how you get in touch. Now, you've worked with Dukey for a long time, and you know it from the kind of the engineering side of things as well.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, well, it's getting on, 30 years now through sewing machines, sort of man and boy coming through, and it's literally, I learnt the inside before I learnt the outside.
Fabulous.
The first job is we do cleaning machines when they come through, carrying them all around, then the engineering side steps in. So therefore, I just learn step by step. Obviously, what makes the machines go?
And that's the important thing,
well,
isn't
to
it?
me,
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's what it does, how kind of durable and reliable it is.
Performance is king at the end of the day.
That's what we're buying it for.
Well, lots of times now, machine companies are out there, they're trying to outdo each other. So they're little bits here, add a little bit on here. And when it actually comes down to basics, most of these bits are a little bit gimmicky as well. What we want from our sewing machine and overlocker is to get on it and sew.
And know it works.
A lot of us are sort of running out of time, or short of time, I should say. So therefore, we've got lots of other things. I know at the moment, obviously, we've got a lot of time at home, so we do get that extra time. And this is where a lot of people also then have been recognising now, let's get the machine out, let's use the machines, let's start playing. So now they're doing more, we can make their life a lot easier. So with the overlocker, it's one of those questions, who needs an overlocker?
Well, this is it. Well, we will come back to that in just one few moments, because as I mentioned, Gary was here a couple of weeks ago. You may well have watched the shows, concentrating on the GX7. Now, we're not going to be concentrating on that during this particular hour. Gary's going to be back in another couple of weeks. But I know that when you were watching, it might be a couple of weeks thinking about it. So if you do have any questions that you're wanting to ask, again, do get in touch. But the concentration this hour is going to be the overlocker. So, yeah, why would people want an overlocker then, Gary?
Well, the nice thing thing with an overlocker, or what it should be able to do for you, is certainly save you time on there. It will give you a professional finish. It's a lot quicker, a lot easier, and it will allow you to use those awkward fabrics as well.
Okay.
So, does a dressmaker need it? Does a soft furnisher need it? Does somebody just does alterations, repairs? Well, if you want that professional finish a lot quicker, then the answer is yes, yes, and yes.
And I suppose a lot of our viewers who are watching this hour will already be considering an overlocker, so they might have done their research. So what makes this machine so special?
Right, well, a lot of people was out there considering an overlocker, and also those people have already got an overlocker. What you've got is people sort of there, shall I buy an overlocker, shall I not buy an overlocker? And I've got to say, it really is one of those machines. Until you buy one, you will never appreciate how much you will use it, what it will actually do for you. And again, I know I'm going to repeat myself again about saving time, because it's doing 3 operations in one. It will cut, seal and finish all at the same time.
Yes.
So where normally you'd be pair of scissors, zigzag, straight stitch, so you're doing that in 3 different operations. With an overlocker, I can literally put my foot down, and as I'm sewing, I'm cutting
the fabric and neatling the edge at the same time.
You're cutting, this is it, finishing, sealing all at the same time on here. So,
and that's the kind of finish that we see in garments that we buy, isn't it?
That's it. If you look at that professional finish inside any manufactured garment, that is what you would have. And the nice thing about it as well, it is very, very strong.
Yes.
So because you've got a double row of stitching in, but obviously it's doing it in one go. You've got full elasticity within the stitch, but also a double safety seam, so it is very, very strong as well. So it's not just doing it a lot quicker, a lot neater, but obviously the strength there as well is a lot nicer.
Now, with this one, I mean, you've kind of got the nickname now, Mr. Whoosh.
That's it, on this particular overlocker.
With this particular one, this has got an air threading system, and notoriously, overlockers can be tricky to work with. You've got your upper, you've got your lower looper. You almost have to kind of be a contortionist to thread them quite a lot of the time.
Well, very much so. And also, you've got to think about your eyes, your hands as well, as we all know, getting older a little bit here, and sort of say things, anything to assist to make life easier. But this is where we sort of go back to say, well, so is that then only for more advanced people?
Okay.
Well, even beginners out there, if you look on sort of different sort of media sites and that, you get people talking about overlockers. It's usually one of the two halves, really. You get people who absolutely love their machine. Overlockers are the best thing in the world. I wish I'd have bought one years ago. And on the other hand of it, I could never get the tensions right. I can't even thread the overlocker. So it becomes more of a nightmare. And then you get people who have never used one. They're looking at, well, who do I believe? What should I go to? And realistically, there's a whole range of overlockers on the market, from a couple of £100 right up. Again, obviously, I know we're going to the top end of the overlockers, but it's one of those tools and more machines. When you buy it once, you buy it right, you never need to change it.
True,
Because whether I'm spending a few £100 on an overlocker, when I'm spending sort of £1,000 on an overlocker, realistically, they all offer you the same finish.
Okay.
So with majority of overlockers on there, and I'm talking 95% of domestic overlockers, what they call a 4-thread.
Okay.
So a 4-thread will give you a double row of stitching. So it's that safety seam.
So you've got 2 needles.
2 needles in there, so again, they're not stronger, but again, it will give you that elasticity. I can also then take that to a 3-thread, so remove one of the needles. So for needling, again, for repairs, just finishing that way, the 3-thread is used. I can then even go to a 2-thread as well. So it's a much lighter decorative finish. And also, I can do a 2-thread roll hem and a 3-thread roll hem.
Oh, gosh,
so
that's good.
again, just that nice neating and finishing on there, which hopefully, again, during the show, we're going to get to play and hopefully show you on there as well. So with the overlocker, then, whether it's 2-thread, 3-thread, 4-thread, a lot of people just set their overlocker up and use it for one job. Because, again, they don't like to unthread it, to rethread it, because that's where you hear the stories.
You're asking for trouble sometimes,
well,
aren't
this is it, and that's what a lot of us, we try and avoid. And then, because it's one of those things, if you've got a manual threading overlocker, and yes, obviously the eyes, hands and everything else is there, and it's all okay to work, and then once you've threaded it up a few times, you get to a stage of, well, it still takes a long time, but it can be done. Also, with manual threading overlockers, if your thread breaks or if it runs out, you want to change your thread, you actually unthread the whole overlocker to rethread it again, because it has to be done in a specific order.
So what did you want to show us? Do you want to show us how to thread it? Do you want to go through the
threading
fabric?
first, absolutely.
Fabulous.
So the key thing, obviously, with an overlocker, well, certainly it's when I do this most of the time, a little bit go, no, don't just cut the threads because of They
Oh,
know what the threading
I
is
know
like.
what that means.
But again, with this one, absolutely no problem. So on front of the machine, we've got a nice big catch tray. So that
Okay.
just clicks on. So I'm just going to, obviously, all your bits and pieces and your threads, I'm just going to pop that to one side.
And that's nice because quite often it's like a little fabric bag, isn't it?
Little fabric bag, or it's just a little tray they try and slip underneath.
Yeah.
No, a proper catch tray again on there, so it fits on perfectly. Just open the front of the machine up, so it just pulls across and then flaps down. It's one of those little things, again, people look in there and go, oh, there's blades, there's needles, it looks scary as well. You've got lots of moving bits of metal on there.
Okay.
Again, with ourselves at Juki, we do a lot of manufacturing work. We supply over 40% of the world's manufacturing machines. So when it comes to the trade side, the industrial side, obviously we know what we're doing there, and we want to put that into our domestic machines as well. So full metal chassis inside, so it's not a lightweight machine, it's very solid, but with an overlocker you need stability.
And it's not something that you move from room to room,
Generally
really,
it's
is
not,
it?
no, you have them set up, but because you've got cutting movements, needle movements, you've got a lot of vibration, and again a lighter weight, lower price, they end up moving around the table.
Yeah,
a bit frustrating, you end up chasing it, that's it. So that we haven't got to worry about, but the nice thing, again, we put a lot of these into education, so the health and safety that side. Soon as any of the flaps are actually undone, I can just put my foot down and it will not work
do anything,
at all.
that's good.
So it is a full safety facility
And
on
it's
there.
opening from the left-hand side of the needles as well.
This is it, so we can get right through. The nice thing about that is maintenance on overlocker can be so simple, and especially on R1 as well. Just blow the dust through, and as we know, certainly with the different types of fabrics we're going to be putting it through, all the fleeces and lint you will get because you're constantly cutting, then yes, to clean out, very, very simple on there, which is nice. You know, it's LED light, natural white lighting as well, so you've got a sort of a nice daylight lighting. So, right, well, let's start with the threading on here. So, first of all, I'm actually just going to remove all the old threads. Just lift the foot up and run that through. So let's just take...
And incidentally, with the deal that we've got on the screen, you're actually getting 20,000 metres of thread. You're going to get 8 spools or 8 tones with these in neutral tones. So colours may vary, but neutral tones, they're very usable tones.
That's it. A lot with the overlocking, because it's on the inside, a lot of people do stick to sort of that neutral colouring on there. So, and again, that's a lot of time growing up with an overlocker that you don't want to thread. So you think, oh, I don't want to change the colours. So you put up with certain colours. But again, with the air threading system on here, because of how quick it is and how easy, then a lot of people then when they have this will change the colours more often because it's convenient to do that.
Okay.
So let's start with the first thread. As I sort of mentioned, we haven't got to thread it in any particular order at all on there.
Okay.
But first of all, what we're going to do is set the threading device. So we've got 2 loopers on an overlocker and 2 needles if it's a 4-thread, 1 needle if it's a 3-thread.
So the loopers are kind of doing the bit that goes around the fabric, the cut edge of the fabric.
That's exactly it. And this is why a sewing machine can't offer you that. Obviously, a sewing machine works from a bobbin and a needle. So it's a lock stitch, where this has loopers, so it's like a cover edging stitch on there as well. So, but obviously that's what makes it that bit more complex to thread, or usually anyway. So, so what we're going to do is, first of all, just got a lever in the front. I'm just going to lift that up, and then I'm going to turn the balance wheel, the hand wheel, towards me. And I just keep turning that, will just lock itself into position. That's it, it's a very positive clonk. I'm not looking, I'm not gauging it where it's got to go, it will automatically lock itself in there.
Lovely.
So once that's done, that's just put the threading tubes around the underneath. A lot of people sort of say to me as well, sure, there's lots of moving parts in there. Is that more to go wrong?
Yeah.
Well, it's not. Basically, once the threading tubes are across, there's no mechanical moving parts at all.
Okay.
It's a jet of air, which is taken straight from the motor. So again, you're not adding lots of extras in there, sort of, and that is a worrying factor on some machines on there, where they've tried to redevelop an air threading device like this, and they've put manual systems in there. It's got pump systems, and again, over time there are things.
And the air threading system, is that something that's relatively new to overlockers?
No, not at all. No, a lot of people think it is a new system out, but to be fair, air threading has been around now for over 20 years.
Oh right, okay.
And on industrial, certainly, and that's on domestic as well.
Yeah.
But obviously we first developed on our industrial machines, and then we got it into the domestic machines as well.
Fabulous.
So no, it's a very well tried and tested system on there. So,
wonderful.
Right, let's start with our first thread. So first of all, just underneath the guide at the back, through the tensions, down through the guide at the front. It's all colour coded as well, so this one is the little red dots, so again, nice and easy to see that way. So what we're going to do now is just take the end of the thread and then just over a centimetre or sort of about half an inch, just under. I'm going to poke it into that first hole.
So you've got two little holes there, number 1 and number 2, is that? Or A
red
and
and
B?
blue
Oh,
on
red
this
and
one.
blue, yeah.
So, yep, so we've got that on there. So this one then is the red, or the first one. So if we watch just here, I can't actually slow this down, but I'm going to press, there's a button saying air on. I'm just going to press that, and if we watch here, that's it threaded.
Oh.
It is as quick.
Made me jump.
I can't slow that down at all. It is as quick and easy as that.
Okay.
But we have got our second one to thread. So the top part, again, this is the blue thread. So down through the guide, through the tension, behind the guide. And again, we'll just take the tail. Again, just about that.
So
sort
about
of,
a centimetre.
About a centimetre sort of there, just over or half an inch.
And it doesn't matter whether you go red or blue first, doesn't make any difference?
No, the only thing I advise not to do, and the same as with anything, is don't cross the threads or don't cross the streams as such to say. Yeah, keep them all in line.
Its own path.
Exactly it. So now we're just into the blue hole. So now we just watch here. There we go. Second later, it's through. So that is your two
it's like a
loopers.
Party
Well, this
off.
is it. You sort of it's fun. So on there. So when people sort of say about an overlock, it's the loopers. That's the ones they're really
that's
sort
the
of
trickiest bit, yeah.
and that's how quick and how easy it literally
wow,
is.
That's
to be
incredible.
fair, I could even do that both together if I want to, but
Yeah.
that's how quick it is even to do it separately. So
And
at
this
that
will
point,
encourage you to use it when you've got that simplicity and that ease of thread. Incidentally, you're going to get a guide with this, so it's very, very easy. As Gary's just said, easy for you to thread through. And of course, the fact that you can use it in so many different ways, so many different stitch combinations, and they are all detailed in here. So whether it's a 4-thread, 3-thread, 2-thread, whatever you are wanting to do, you will find that there with loads and loads of guidance. So don't worry, you've got this there to support you, so you're not left on your own with this.
It comes with a nice DVD as well.
Oh,
so it's a good
perfect.
instructional DVD, and as people sort of know, certainly again, people have our machines already. Our helplines are always open,
Yes.
even through this time as well.
Okay.
We've got our engineers online, we've got our tutors online, so
Yes.
yeah, we're all there for full backup as well. We want to encourage people to sew,
I
so
love it.
definitely.
So do you always need those two threads, the upper and the lower looper, or with some stitches you don't necessarily need
Yep,
them?
with a 4-thread, you're using 2 loopers, 2 needles.
Okay.
With a 3-thread, using 2 loopers, 1 needle.
Okay.
And with 2-thread, I'm using 1 looper, 1 needle.
Oh, so you can strike a combination,
I can
depends
sort of
on the
combination
result.
on there.
Perfect.
And again, with the flexibility of this, even when going down to a 2-thread, I've got no extra attachments to add on or
Yeah.
anything like that. So again, making it very, very simple.
Lovely.
So what we're going to do now is just next to is the needles. So what we're going to do is take off the threading device. So there's that little lever down there.
Okay.
And my overlocker has also now got built-in needle threaders as well.
Okay.
And it will obviously there's 2 needles. It's not a twin needle. It's just
Right.
2 separate needles, and they
Yeah.
are the same needles as your domestic sewing machine. So it's nothing special you've got
So
to
they
try
work
and
with
find.
tension and things like that the same?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So the great thing about that is that you haven't got to go out and try and find different fittings and things
Yes.
like that. You can keep the standard. I actually use a size 80/12. Basically for all of my overlocking on this. You haven't got to worry about ballpoint needles and stretch needles for different fabrics like you may have to on a sewing machine. So again, making life a lot easier.
What about specialised feet? So if you want a foot to do a particular project, say like gathering or
Yeah.
something like that, or sewing elastic in place, can you get hold of those?
That rolls built into the machine. I have got a roll hem facility built into it, which is just a flick of a lever. So
Okay.
I haven't got to change the foot or anything there. I have also got, on this particular one, I can adjust the foot pressure for holding things like elastic for gathering as well. I've got differential feed for automatic gathering on here, so I can play around with the machine. So if I want to do different facilities, different stitches, I can.
Yeah.
But on the other hand of it, contradicting that slightly, there is a range of attachments available. So I
Right.
can do beading, I can do blind
wow.
hemming, I can do gathering with elastic. Yeah, so there's lots of different attachments
You
I
can
can
go on
grow
to.
with the machine
Love
as
it.
well. So,
Okay.
so next to are my needles. So I've removed the tubes for the loopers, and now I'm just going to put the needles into the highest position. On this one, there is just a little mark on the side of the wheel, so we know the needles are in the highest position. So I'm going to take my next thread. This one is just colour-coded green, so down, through the tensions, underneath. This is a lot like a sewing machine.
I was going to say, it looks very, very familiar.
That's it. Tensions across, over, take up lever, down through the guide, and then you have then got the needle threaded in. So with that, That's the lever here. It will flick from right to left, depending on what needle I'm doing.
An inbuilt needle threader, wow.
Absolutely. And then all I need to do is just lock it into position. So I haven't got to hold it into position. So even though I'm threading at quite a strong angle
I was going to say, you're an interesting position there.
That's it. I'm going to have to lean in front just to put it into this last guide. So excuse me leaning in front of it. But once it's done, all I need to do is clip the thread onto the threader and say I'm not in front of it at all. Lever here, I'm just going to lift back up. And that is now my first needle threaded.
Oh, wow.
So it is...
Good size loop as well, which is another thing.
That's right. You haven't got to fiddle a tiny little eye and try and poke a needle or something through. It's nice and easy. So once that's done, I'm now going to flick it over to the left-hand side. And then take my last thread. This is the beige colouring. So down through, again, inline tensions, through, over the take-up lever. Then down, pass through the guide. Again, through the guide. So locking the needle threader into position, hook the thread on, lever up, and that's it, threaded again. So that is your whole overlock of threaded.
That was so quick.
So, and obviously, with a sort of bit of a chat in between, I'm not looking specifically on there. It follows its own guides through the air threading, and obviously the needle threaders make life so much easier that way as well.
Now, Gary, we're going to go and look at some fabrics going through this in the next few months. Is it okay if I just kind of reiterate the kind of bundle that we've got to our viewers, and we come back to you with regards to that?
Okay, sounds good.
Perfect. Now, don't forget, questions. If you've got any questions, we've only got Gary with us for this hour. He's back in a couple of weeks' time, so maybe you could get hold of your machine and then potentially have the opportunity to do a little bit of sewing with this one, and then obviously if you've got any questions you can come back and ask Gary, but you might have you might have questions to ask Gary before that point, so do make sure you get in touch if you're needing to. But as Gary's explained there, it is a comprehensive machine. It's a machine that's going to grow with you, so whether you are working with it and at the moment you're just going to use it for all of those 4 threads to get that fabulous result, then you can do. Then you start experimenting with this. You'll start to bring in decorative threads. You may even go ahead and get some of those specialist feet. It's going to grow with you. It's an investment of anybody's money, I'm sure you will agree with, but it's one of those things that you are not going to outgrow. You will be using this for many years to come. Now obviously it comes with a 2-year warranty, so you don't need to worry about that, and it's going to come with some thread, so the moment that it arrives you can get started with this. You've even got a DVD to help you get set up, and if you like a good old manual, good old paper manual, you're going to get that alongside it as well. So it really is an amazing bundle. You've got the opportunity to spread the cost as well, so you've got your 3 payments. Now I'm going to mention, obviously we've got our Launch 5 code. It's only a £5, but a £5 could go a long way to get more threads, couldn't it really? So it's always worth thinking about that. Make sure you are quoting Launch 5, so you'll save yourself an extra £5 on that first payment of £391.67. Then obviously your second and your third payments will go out in 2 months' time and 3 months' time, but you will have the machine there ready for you to work with. So if you are an accomplished sewer, quilters I know have worked with overlockers. Quilting you can do with overlockers as well. You can use it for all your fabrics. Regardless of what style of fabric you're working with, regardless of what kind of nature of sewing you're doing, whether it's home decor, whether you are a complete novice, especially if you're a dressmaker and you are a complete novice, then this is a brilliant way for you to kind of stitch and edge your fabrics at the same time. So giving you more time to sew, giving you more confidence, and of course it's got all of those abilities where you can play around with the differential feed, play around with the pressure, with the stitch length, to get that fine-tuned result that you will need for whatever you are working with. Details are on your screen there. But then, of course, you've got your fabrics. So with your fabrics, it could be organza, it could be denim that you're working with. I mean, this machine, is this going to work with all that different range of fabrics?
Absolutely. Well, right in front of me, when on there, I have got a full range of fabrics, because
wonderful.
Threading is half the query, is actually then the way it coats with different fabrics, how much playing around you've got to do. But yeah, that's coming up next to show you, hopefully.
I love it. So there you go. So if you want to get a hold of viewers, you've got all the information that you need there on your screen. Jump onto the website, give us a call, whichever way you so choose. And of course, if you want to do your research, you can do, but bear in mind this is an incredible deal that you can take advantage of here at the craft store. Straight away, place your order. This will be on its way to you with immediate dispatch, and imagine the fun that you can have with it. And it's a really substantial machine. I must admit, I know it's a simple thing, but I love the fact that you've got your hard thread catcher with this one, because if you've seen this, a lot of overlockers, they will have like a little net bag that you kind of clip onto the feet, and then you've got the static and all the little tiny bits of thread, and it just gets everywhere.
You might as well just let it go on the floor and vacuum it afterwards with one of those, absolutely. Again, we like to think, obviously, with ourselves at Dukey, those little things, even though they don't change the running of the machine, they're important to the user. It's like, say, like the catch tray, and also in front of the machine we've got our tools, so the screwdrivers, tweezers, everyday tools you need.
Yes.
We've stored it into the front, the flap of the machine.
So it's, go looking.
Again, you're not going to say look underneath piles of fabric. We always put stuff to one side, never find it again. So it's those little things like that, which again, on the domestic scene, it just makes it more of a pleasure to use as well.
I love it. Now, you've just shown us how easy and simple it is for it to thread up. So what's the next stage? Do we do test stitches for this one? Do we have to just let the thread run through?
Right, so again, once we've now got it threaded up, with a lot of overlockers, again, literally what you're saying, run it through, do your test piece first. To be fair, with any machine and any fabric, even when I get onto the industrial for the first time, I generally always run a test piece through because you don't know how it's been left by somebody else. Or obviously, your needles should change regular and different types of fabric will react differently. But the great thing about this, again, fresh out the box, quickly, we've just threaded it up nice and easy. What we're now going to do is just turn it over a couple of times by hand, because by doing that, I'm locking. All I did then was put the presser foot down.
Okay.
So I'm just going to lock the stitches in to themselves like so.
Lovely.
And then what I can now do is all those tails, where a lot of people, when they first start sewing, all these tails get caught up and it brings your fabric back under, etc. It's annoying that way. So what I'm going to do on this one is literally take all of those tails and cut them as close as possible. So I can get rid of all of those there.
I'd be terrified of doing, because of course the first thing that's going to happen is those threads are going to unravel, and if you've got one that you've had to thread by hand,
that's it.
Then you've got to go through the same process again.
A whole process of threading it all up again. That is it. So. No, once I've got that cut, this is the idea. I've locked the stitches in now. My cutting blade is at the edge of this plate here.
Okay.
So using the plate as my guide, anything past that point I know it's going to remove.
Okay.
And we say, making life a lot easier, a lot quicker, and that professional finish, and it should be the same on all types of fabric.
And is that adjustable, that blade as well? So dependent on how much of a selvage you want between your seam and your edge?
Yes and no.
Okay, no, that's fair enough. That's a simple answer.
The idea of it's got what they class as stitch bites. They don't have stitch width. Overlockers don't have a stitch width, is because the needles are set in the same positions. You can't alter the size of the stitch.
Okay.
But a stitch bite allows me to move the blade left and right, so it will cut more or less off, which will then set the stitches differently on the edge. So I can go to extreme of very thick fabrics and then move the blade in, so it gives me that nice neat finish. Very
sometimes
thin
you might not want a
fabrics.
little tiny selvage, mightn't you?
Exactly it. And it's things like, mainly when you go to the real fine, like chiffons, fabrics you look at and they fall apart. It's like you want to try and do as much or as least as possible with them. So yes, I can now alter the blade so I can grip more fabric, so it will edge it properly. So
I'm putting you through your paces here with
brilliant.
these questions.
I love that.
I'm not going to
That is
lie.
great. I like a good challenge like that. That's what we all need at the moment, isn't it? We're sort of that more of a challenge. So on here, we just start from the front. So the catch tray, I would unclip. So to show you the features on there, I'm just going to take out the tweezers from the front. So here on the front of the machine, we have our roll hem lever.
Okay.
We can remove the blade as well. Literally just click the lever down, and that's taking the blade
so
as
not
easy as that.
unscrewing anything or oh wow.